Good afternoon and welcome to Paradice RPG with our monthly one-shots in Paradise. Today we got a fun little adventure for you all. It's called Disaster Hamsters. And it's a module done by some friends of the show, Plot Hooks, Samuel, who's in chat, putting this out. And it's a copper bestseller on DM's Guild, which is where you can get it. Our friend here, Star, helped work on it as well. Star, I don't know where she is in terms of the layout. And some other friends. We got Nick in chat there too. But an awesome team put this together, and we're going to play it because it's an awesome module. After I read it, got very excited. We'll also be giving away a copy during the break, a little giveaway as it were. So stick around for that. I'm going to stop talking now, and we're going to introduce our awesome cast here. So take it away, Shannon.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Paradise. So excited to play this amazing adventure with this fabulous group of people here today. This is my nerd home with Sean and Stefan. You can find me on all social media at srb25. I am our community manager. And on Monday nights, I play our party rogue Scarlet. Today, I'm playing Scarlet as a hamster. She's not going to like that, so this is going to be really interesting, and I apologize in advance. My hat came with fidgets, and my ears are just going to be doing this the whole time because it's a lot of fun. So, also my nose is pink. All right, who's next? Star, you're next.
Hi, I'm Star Shinobi. You can find me pretty much anywhere at Star Shinobi. Only thing I have to plug is Disaster Hamsters. I was one of the writers on that, so I'm very excited to actually get to play in part of it. And I will be playing Rolo Von Yolo. I don't know what I touched, but now I'm a hamster.
Fantastic. Josh?
Hey, my name is Josh. I'm a freelance tabletop game designer. I'm a variety streamer on my own Twitch channel, and I am the assistant director of ambassadors for Jasper's Game Day, nonprofit organization that uses tabletop gaming for the cause of suicide prevention and awareness. We've got a big event coming up at the end of the month. You might have heard about it because the good folks here at Paradise RPG are some of our ambassadors. Lots of fun stuff. If you want to check out my stuff, the best way to do that is follow me on Twitter at Joshua M. Simons, and I've got links to everything else from there. It's a good launching off point.
All right, and Jordan, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Jordan Cobb. I trying to think of Dungeons and Dragons related things that I tend to do. I was in the web series, Basements and Bugbears, which was part of Jasper's Game Day a couple of months back. We're fundraising to create the rest of the season for that. Normally, I make audio drama, which is fiction podcasts, and you can find me pretty much anywhere at Inkfemoral.
Fantastic. And thank you all again for joining us, both cast and audience. Excuse me, my neighbors are blowing things up outside, I guess. Anyways, without further ado, let's get started. Shall we? I don't know what that was. All right, so you open your eyes, waking from what feels like a deep slumber. Only you feel more awake, more aware than you ever have been before. You look at your furred paws. You're a hamster. Wait, you've always been a hamster? Wait, why are you just noticing it now? Rising to your feet, it's suddenly natural to stand on your hind legs amidst the shredded paper that covers the floor. Stranger still, you are outfitted with hamster-sized armaments, and you know how to use them. New abilities well up inside you, and as you look around amidst the thick wire cage, other equipped hamsters stand to their feet with you. The light above you becomes blocked, and you look up to see a large winter eldrin face staring back at you, an elongated smile pulling across his features. Standing back, he breaks out a piece of parchment, writing as he speaks. Transfer of sentience appears to have been conducted with amazing efficacy. Preliminary observations of movement appears to suggest each subject has begun taking in their surroundings and condition with new intelligence. Further testing may be needed to ensure increased manual dexterity, motor skills, and technical thought. Perhaps I could even dissect one. Snuggles, he says, looking at something out of sight on the floor while putting down his parchment. I must retrieve additional supplies. Keep an eye on these while I'm gone. Can't have them getting away. They're the best yet. He gives you one last smile before exiting the laboratory, chuckling maniacally to himself. So the four of you are now left alone in this fairly large cage for you. Everything is large for you. You're hamsters, after all. Looking around it, you would see a few notable things, and then we'll let you go on to your little hamster selves. First off, kind of obvious, there's a large glowing blue crystal in the northwest corner of the cage, giving off a slight glow, with a smaller boulder in front of it. Right near it is a hamster wheel attached to the northern wall. You gotta love a good wheel, huh, you hamsters? A small decorative pond with a 10-inch tall rock behind it is in the northeast corner. There's a small set of running boards in the southeast corner, standing about 10 inches off the ground. There's a portcullis-type door on the south wall with a faint blue glow. Blue glow. And a barrier which prevents anything from touching it. And a small food dish filled with a number of berries. But you're hamsters. How about you play with that a little?
All right. Well, you see this gray kind of hamster standing up with this very bewildered look on her face, and she's just looking at her claws, her paws, and looking around. And all she says is, "Why the fuck am I a hamster?"
You also see a small dwarf hamster stands up and looks at his hands, dressed in a a purple vest, somehow pulls up sunglasses that fit his face, and he goes, "Not the weirdest thing that's happened to me. High on the scale. Not the weirdest."
Who are you?
My name is Rollo von Yolo. And you?
Scarlet.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah. What happened? What is going on?
I'm not sure. Do either of you two know what's going on?
Yeah, you see, in front of you is kind of a beige-colored hamster, wearing like armor, like metal armor. It's strange. It's hamster size, and he kind of pulls from off of his back a shield, clearly made out of cardboard, and begins chewing on it. Takes a couple of bites and just kind of nibbles and thinks for a moment. I have no idea what's going on. Why do you ask?
I was not a hamster like 5 minutes ago.
Neither was I.
And you're not freaking out? This is not what?
I've poked enough things. I'm sure it'll wear off eventually.
It better.
The fourth hamster, I don't know how many are in the cage, but of us group, the fourth hamster is a little black and brown hamster. Is, stumbling around on her back 2 feet, not quite used to walking upright. Looks at the others and goes, "Really? You guys weren't hamsters like 10 minutes ago?" Because I'm fairly certain I've been a hamster for a minute, but it's nice to meet you. I'm Pip. Squeak.
Pipsqueak.
Pip. Squeak.
They're separate. Huh. I'm Bruce.
Well, not that this isn't fun, but he said something about dissecting one of us. Should we go?
Yeah. I think
The
we
plants?
should. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be dissected.
Not high on my list of things to do.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Duh.
Can we look around for a way out?
Of course. There's a portcullis-style gate to the south. It's
Cool.
faintly glowing blue.
Great.
That looks like the most obvious exit here. If you'd like to give me a check of some kind.
I would like to check, not for traps, but like checking to see if there's like an easy way to unlock said glowing portcullis.
Sure. Go ahead. Investigation, I think.
Yeah. Woo! That is a 22.
Oh my. Well then. The three of you watch as this I'm sorry, did you describe Scarlet as a hamster?
Yeah, she's gray.
Gray, okay.
Little gray hamster.
Maybe a little red on the tuft?
Little red, yes. 100%
Yeah, so this
little red.
red tuft hamster, you watch as she just like goes into action. She gets down and starts scurrying around trying to inspect the surroundings. The bars are solid, thick, and just close enough that even as a hamster, you can't really squeeze through them. But looking, you find underneath the shredded paper on the floor a set of wires that seem to run from the gate north across the floor to the blue crystal. It seems like... Well, I'll let you figure.
No, go ahead, finish that sentence. It seems like what?
It seems like there's some wires running from the blue glowing gate to the blue glowing crystal.
Got it. All right, so there are wires. They are running. They both are blue. No, the wires aren't blue. The thing is glowing blue, and the crystal's glow. They're connected somehow, and I don't.
Is it the wires? Is that what connects them?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
They're chewy.
I don't want to chew them.
Hey. Make good chewing. Cardboard makes good chewing. Paper, wires, pretty much anything you can get your teeth around.
No. You be my guest. If you'd like to chew them, go for it.
I'm gonna go. Can I go over to the big blue crystal and see the wires connect to it?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so I'd say the scarlet hamster is already going there, and Pipsqueak joins her. And you do see these wires, now that they've been pointing at you, run straight up and coil around the base. But you see another pair of wires leading away from it, towards the hamster wheel.
Ooh. What's if I run on the hamster wheel? Can I go run on the hamster wheel?
You most certainly can.
I'm gonna go run on the hamster wheel and see what that does.
All right, how about you give me an athletics check?
Trust that I don't get like electrocuted or something. Okay, that is an 18.
18. All right. So a little Pipsqueak, our ranger hamster, hops on and starts running, and you're going pretty fast. And as you're running and building up speed, you watch the crystal start to vroom, 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 glow with power. The faster you run, the more it seems to charge up. Do you want to keep running on it?
Yes.
That's doing something. Keep going. Keep going.
Okay, keep running. Keep running.
Make a constitution check for me.
Oh, sorry.
See how long
Oh
you
no.
can go for.
That is a 14.
All right. You're going. And hamsters don't sweat, but if they did, you'd be sweating a little bit as you're racing on here. while Pipsqueak's doing that, Bruce, what are you up to? Rolo.
Rolo is a individual of, taking care of basic things. So he's gonna go take a look at that food dish and see if there's anything in there. His little nose is picking up food and just wants something.
Sure. While Rolo heads over there, Bruce, what are you doing?
I imagine I am standing on top of the wire that goes back and forth between the crystal and the door to the cage, and I'm probably seeing as the crystal glows. Does anything happen with the door?
The door does not have any kind of changing. As the crystal is building up energy, it doesn't seem to be going through these wires.
Cool. Can I determine anything about this wire? Is it rubber coated? Does it seem to be, made out of aluminum? Is it copper wire? What type of a wire is this?
The wire. That's a fantastic question. It's an arcane wire that could be chewed through if one wanted to.
Is the only method of destroying it chewing, or if I just, pointed my halberd on the ground and just, dragged it through the wire, would that solve this problem entirely?
Your little hamster brain thinks almost definitely.
I'm just gonna stand there, just holding the edge of the sword over the wire. I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna see what happens with this whole hamster wheel crystal situation. I'm just watching.
What are you waiting for?
I'd say, Scarlet, you might be a little focused on the crystal that keeps building and Pipsqueak as she's running to build up this charge. Rolo, you walk over to the food dish and you find 6 berries inside of it that look scrumdiddlyicious.
I'm going to take one. I'm going to shove it in my cheek pouch for later.
All right. That's right. I forgot to mention, you all, as hamsters, have cheek pouches that you can use to store things.
And as they're running, I'll be like, there's food!
Now, Pipsqueak, back to you. You've been running on this wheel, and you've been watching that crystal grow brighter and brighter and brighter until suddenly it bursts.
I broke it.
As you watch the shards fly out. I won't be mean to you. Scarlet, you probably wouldn't have been standing right next to it, would you have?
I mean, if you said I was focused on the wheel, so maybe I was. I don't know. I actually wanted to ask you if there was a button nearby, so we could say that I was looking through the button. For the button.
Okay.
A button.
There's no buttons.
Damn it.
But we'll say that you looked away, and it was just enough to save you as the crystal shatters behind you. And with it, that faint blue light goes out, and Bruce, you would see the arcane wires dull, and the gate loses that faint blue glow. So now it's just a regular gate with no glowing. With, excuse me, I forgot to mention, a small padlock on it.
Come on. Are we supposed to find a key?
Can I pick up a piece of Oh, wait a minute. I'm a rogue. Can I go try and pick the lock?
You most certainly can. You walk across past
God.
Bruce, still, I imagine, with his halberd, the blade against the wire. It's like, well, I guess I didn't need to do that. Past Rolo, who's got one big cheek puffed out.
There's food!
No, thank you.
To the gate, where it has a padlock. And if you want to give me a Thieves' Tool check.
You got it. 14?
Yeah. It's easy enough. Scarlet may not do this too often, but she still remembers the way to do it. And you all watch as this little fiery hamster pops off the lock. It falls to the floor. Somehow also without thumbs. That's beside the point.
Push the gate up?
It's heavy. It is a heavy gate.
But I'm strong because I was just working in the forge, so maybe. Can somebody help me lift this, please?
I will shove a berry in my cheek pouch and walk over to help lift this gate.
All right. So between the two of you, you can make a strength check, one of you with advantage, or you can both independently make strength checks.
My strength is garbage, so
So maybe I'll just roll twice.
that's all you.
All right. All right. In perfect hamster weightlifting form, I will, get down, bend my knees and knot my back, and kind of instruct Scarlet in the same general weightlifting form. And okay, on 3, we're both gonna just lift, and if it hurts, stop. And what check would you like for, or what check is this so that I can know what modifier to add?
Strength check.
Just straight strength? Okay.
Strength.
16.
16. Is that with advantage?
That is with advantage.
You both start to lift it up, but it's a lot. It's a lot. Do you want to try to make another check, see if you can get it just high enough?
Sure, we could do that.
You don't need
As
to
the
be
two
running
of
on the
you-
wheel anymore. Come over here.
Are trying to lift it up. All of a sudden, all 4 in your head hear this strange sensation as there's a voice now shouting within your head. Harive! Harive! Hello, awakened ones! Yari seems quite excited to start the experimentation. Maybe you can all survive longer than the last ones, but probably not. Very dangerous to be a hamster here. Harive! And as this voice enters your head, I imagine the two of you at the portcullis, in shock, step back, and it whoosh, slams back shut.
Did you hear
Like
that?
that.
Oh,
Yes.
it wasn't just me this time. That's good to know.
Unfortunately, what did it say? Did it just say this experiment we might not make it?
I have no idea. I just heard the sound of a cat getting run over by a door, and
That's what I heard, too.
it was just this loud squeaking the whole time. There were words, but I didn't hear them.
We could just get this gate open, please.
Yeah, sure. Let's go ahead and lift again. Remember, lift with your knees,
Yeah,
not
I
with your
got
back.
I got it. Thank you.
Great, good, excellent. I'll make that check again. That is an 18 this time.
Fantastic. The two of you, with renewed urgency because of the strange voice, get it up and you feel it kind of click into place as you have now forced open the cage door and you're now free to exit your confinement.
Good. Once you finish a really good lift, you gotta just loosen up all your muscles again. You don't want to get tight. It's important to walk with a little bit of swagger, right? You gotta yeah, I'm tough now. It's just
No, I won't be doing that. Can I scurry forward and just go kind of peek, see what the hell's going on?
Of course. You relish the surge of excitement that runs across your tiny, furry body. Then your whiskers twitch in dread as you look around at the cavernous, shadowy, foul-smelling realm beyond the cage's bars. You may be out of the cage, but you're still in Yari's laboratory, and you're a long way from freedom. You all take your first steps out of the cage. The long, flat field on which you stand is a wooden table messily strewn with papers, twine, copper wires, tomes, fabrics, etc. I'll name the other things. Scissors and paste, etc. The cluttered worktop is in the center of a circular room, though much of the laboratory is particularly obscured by the chaos around you. You are, after all, hamsters. You're tiny. One of the books is about 3 of you tall, for reference. The top of
Sorry. Nope, keep going.
the top of a singular exit door from the lab is just visible through the junk in the southeast part of the room. A skylight in the distant ceiling allows a solitary shaft of light to enter. In some sort of artificial illumination is coming from a westerly direction. You hear now that same voice exclaiming in your head, a little clearer than when you were in the cage. Arrive! I see you out of the cage, into the frying pan. Arrive! I don't remember how that goes. But that's good. Watch out for Snuggles. Arrive! Arrive!
Why watch out for Snuggles? Snuggles are nice normally.
I recall
Like the
struggles from a past life, and they were very good.
Before we step out of the cage, I'm gonna also grab one of the berries. And can I take a look at the weird crystal thingy
Of course.
that I broke?
Are you looking for anything in particular?
See if I can maybe figure out what it was, or if there's anything particularly special about it.
Go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
Sorry. 14.
14. You're not super familiar. It does seem like a energy crystal of sorts. It's arcane in nature, from the Feywild. But what exactly it is, where exactly you would find it, you're not too sure. But it does seem Feywildian in nature.
Is there anywhere other than my mouth that I can stick this, like carry a small piece of it with me?
Yeah, I'll say you've got pouches. As a ranger, you've probably got some belts or whatnot that you can slot it into.
I'm gonna take a piece of this just in case.
Sure.
Seeing that the others have kind of started leaving the cage already, I'm gonna shove the remaining 3 into my cheek pouches, just because we might need them.
Yeah, just to be safe, hang on to them, you know?
Of course.
Okay.
And I'll say, similar to a healing potion, you would be able to consume one of these as a bonus action if and when you decide to do so. But now...
Nap for later!
The four of you are free to explore. You've got this artificial light coming from the west side of the table. Looks like it's over a bunch of debris. And there's this mysterious voice you've been hearing. Of course, there's the ever-looming presence of Yari returning to do whatever nefarious deeds. And a creature named Snuggles, maybe? Or just Snuggles in general? The voice wasn't very clear. Anyway.
Pretty sure it's talking about just like interpersonal, like touch, like physical intimacy. I think that's what we should be afraid of.
Maybe he just doesn't like hugs.
Didn't that big face man say something about Snuggles should watch us when we went before he left?
Yes, it definitely sounded like a creature.
Oh.
Can
Look
I
out for
look in the direction that he kind of looked when he said that? Because he had turned to say it?
Yeah, so he looked down at the floor. So you can scurry on over to the edge of the table and go ahead and give me a perception check.
Can't actually see very well with these on, so.
The irony.
I know, right? Perception. That is it's a 13.
All right. It's a little dark at the base of the floor, or at the base of the table. You can see like a bluish slate floor down there. It looks pretty gross. Whoever that man was clearly did not clean up after himself. But you don't see any creatures down there. Just a mess.
See anything. It's just really gross down there.
All the same, I think we should be careful while we're going because we don't know what's around here. Can I start like stealthily walking? A little hamster stealth.
Of course. You can give me a stealth roll, and which way are you heading on this table?
The way that Rolo was just looking.
So I'll say the cage. You guys exited from the south face of the cage, and
Okay.
you walked a short distance.
Mhm.
The table is longer than it is wide.
Mhm.
So using the short end, Rolo walked to the edge and looked over.
Okay. So then I'll just go. I'll go left. Go towards.
Okay.
Very nice. That is a math 23.
Oh, okay. So
Sneaky little hamster.
the three of you are all like starting to take in your surroundings, as you might suddenly notice that the Scarlet that was with you has moved on, though you don't know exactly where. Scarlet, you are sneaking through these large obstacles, taking in the view of being a tiny creature in a large world. And after about 30 seconds to a minute, you break through some of the clutter, and you see on the east side of the table here where you've gotten to is this large mound of books, crates, kind of almost debris. And at the top of it, the top of this large tower, a 4 foot high stack of crates, box, and books tower, is a large metal box with a thick glass window and a faint orange light emanating from it. Suddenly, a feathered creature timidly pops at the window and stares at you. Gold, red, and orange feathers cover its abdomen and wings, ending in a fiery crest at its head, with a yellow patch of flame on its forehead. Its tail feathers swoop back in a purplish, burnt-looking curl. As you gaze in wonder at this large, iridescent bird, you see some feathers wither and fall, as though it's aging before your eyes. Even more amazing is the dull nimbus of fire covering the bird that seems to do it no harm. And as your eyes meet, in your voice, or in your head, you hear the voice again. Harive! There you are!
You're the voice?
Yes,
Oh.
I am. I'm gonna mess up the pronunciation. Sir Isi, the Phoenix. Harive!
Okay. Hello. How do we get out of here? And who is Snuggles?
Harive!
Oh, God.
Snuggles is another of Yari's pets. And the exit. You see one of her wings flaps up and points towards the southeast across the room from her tower, if you will, where you can see the door frame. Is that way? Arrive.
Right. Excellent. Thank you. I really like Scarlet really wants to comment on how beautiful she is with the whole fire aesthetic, but she just can't find the words, so she just says thank you, and then we'll sneak on back to her friends. Well, acquaintances. She doesn't really know them yet to call them friends. Her acquaintances.
4 of us earlier.
So while Scarlet was off doing that, the three of you, what are you up to? You would have noticed at a moment that the fourth hamster is no longer with you.
We're close to the end of the table, yeah? Like to the edge of the table?
Yes.
I'm gonna start just pushing shit off as much as possible.
All right. I'm gonna ask you for an athletics check just to see how much you're getting done in an amount of time.
Of course, that makes perfect sense. That is a total of 6.
You're still a strong paladin. It's just that you really wanted to push this one big alchemic tome. And you pushed a few things over, yeah, a few scraps here and there, maybe a strange cardboard box. And as you watch it tumble over, you think to yourself, nah, I need something bigger.
Yeah.
So you put your shoulder against one and you go, and it's moving. You are moving it, but at a very, very slow pace.
Good. I just want this book on the ground. It's gonna be a tripping hazard. I'm sure it's gonna buy us time as we make our great escape. I'm just pushing this book.
All
As
right.
you do it, Yolo is pulling out a flute and is quietly playing Eye of the Tiger as you are trying to push this book. Not a bardic inspiration, just for ambiance.
No, it's just cool. And it is really cool.
For sure.
Do, do, do.
Is there anything on the end of the table?
You had seen this glowing light coming from the other side of the table. But it's just out of view from all the other stuff. Actually, you know what? I'll say after a moment, Bruce has pushed that tome far enough where you can see like almost like a crack in the valley as you see these strange tubes of light on the other side of some stuff.
A little bit closer to the tubes to see if I can see anything, but not like too terribly far away from the group.
Of course. So you walk, past the edge of the cage, past Bruce and his tome, and you climb up on a little piece of paper to look over it, and you see some large glass tubes, 6 of them to be precise, and they seem to be the primary source of the laboratory's illumination. 3 are filled with bubbling iridescent gases, while the others contain copper filaments that run end to end and glow with a flickering artificial light. They're about 1 foot long and rest vertically on a stand.
Cool, that sounds sufficiently creepy. I'm gonna go back over to the group because I don't want to explore that by myself and get electrocuted.
All right, so as you're returning to the group, Bruce is just now getting the edge of the book to the edge of the table, and it's like starting to do a thing where it's like tilting a little bit, and he just needs to push it. And at this point, Scarlet, you also rejoin the group, stealthy as a hamster.
Okay, so I found the door. It's in that direction. I also met a phoenix. It's the voice in our head. Name is Cerise, and yeah. So the door's that way. What are you doing with that book?
As
I
you say
shove it
this,
off the edge.
it tumbles off, lands split open. You see the spine facing up towards you.
I immediately stop playing.
That makes noise. Somebody might have heard that. Do you not
Yeah.
know how to be sneak? Yes.
It's
yes.
also gonna distract them.
How?
And I turn and I take a bite out of my cardboard shield. So anyways, what are we doing?
It now only offers +1 AC. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't have a shield to begin with. So this is just for flavor.
Amazing.
Oh, I appreciate you.
Oh my god, that took me way too long to get. I just got it. Wow. Movements. Yep. Just move on. That's why wisdom is my dump stat.
All right, then. There are some weird glowing tubes that way. Seem to be some kind of light bulb, but I'm not sure. As I am a hamster, and I don't really know much about electricity. Just not to eat it. So, if that helps.
If you think we should look at the glowing tubes, I'm happy to go look at glowing tubes.
I can check them for to make sure they're safe before we do any sort of touching, looking at Bruce because he just shoved a book off the table. Don't touch anything.
Gonna kick some paper scraps off the table while I'm at it.
Did you just not hear what I said?
No, what did you say?
Don't touch things. Just don't. You're attracting attention. There's apparently some creature called Snuggles around. I did not get an answer for that. The quieter, the better.
Just gonna kick one more piece of paper off the table.
Oh, you're infuriating. And I just start forward.
So the four of you heading towards this light source?
Yeah, I will follow Scarlet because she disappeared before, and apparently
Okay.
she knows where she's going.
So the two of you, followed by Bruce,
Yeah, I'll walk along. Sure.
join up with Pipsqueak, and she brings you over this mound of crap to behold in all its glory these large glass tubes, 6 of them. And just to remind you all, they're alternating order. There's ones with gases in them, and then there's ones with filaments that are lighting up. And between the two of them, they're creating this light source. That's the main light source for the entire room.
It's like a lamp room. So maybe there's a way to disable it so we make it darker in here so we can sneak out the door.
Would make us harder to see.
Others can kind of see in the dark a little bit. Not well, but we are rodents.
I personally cannot see in the dark.
I don't think I can either. I used to be able to. This isn't this. Soon we get out of it. Can I start inspecting? No, I'm not touching anything yet. Just looking to see if there's a way to disable it.
Of course. Yeah, give me an investigation check.
Got it. That is a 15.
All right, with a 15, you see at the base of all the gas-filled tubes are nozzles. You're not touching them yet, but next to it, you can also see on the other side of the tubes, the filament tubes also have things that you can use to do something, some kind of wheel of sorts, nozzle.
All right, so it looks like maybe we have to turn them to let out whatever's in there, but I'm afraid if we do that, there's going to be a consequence. What do you all think?
Maybe.
What happens if we just walk past or through the tubes? Like just go around them.
So these are little tiny tubes that are attached to the object itself. So there's like a base of this object with tubes coming up, and at the base of them are these nozzles that you can do. But you could just easily walk around this and forget about it. You can do whatever you want. It's the beauty of RPGs.
You told me not to touch anything. I say pointedly, looking at them.
Yes, I did. But do you have any idea of what we could do?
What's the shortest distance between us and the door out of here?
Would Scarlet have been able to see that from where she was?
You guys can all easily look to the... So you're on the west side of the table now. You look southwest from you, and you see almost directly south, actually. You would see the top of the door frame. Actually, you would see most of the door frame at this point. The solitary, what you can tell, the solitary exit from the room.
Like a way down or anything between this table and that door, or is there a chair with a sweater over the back that we could like scale down?
There's nothing. There's nothing quite
flat on the floor.
Yes, it is about a 3-foot fall from this work table to the floor. Bruce had been trying to push some things off, maybe to make a stack to fall on. One of your party, Scarlet, has also seen a pile of debris holding up a cage on the other side of the table. There's also all kinds of things on this tabletop. There's string, there's paper, there's cloth, there's more books if Bruce really wants to get his work out.
Yeah, I absolutely do.
Is there a piece of... Go with the cloth because I don't think string would hold. Long piece of... Can I search the table for a long piece of cloth?
Yeah. How long are you looking?
Long enough to reach the floor.
There is not a single piece of cloth that is long enough to reach the floor. However, there's a few nice big squares that you could try to rip up, cut up in some way. It would be possible to fashion something.
Like a rope. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, with string too, though. I mean, we are hamsters. We weigh what,
You
like
are
0.01 pounds. String might hold us.
I would never ask a hamster its weight. Just untruthful.
Never ask our hamster and weight, and never ask how much they have in their cheek pouches.
Exactly. Boom.
Hey, I'm a pretty buff hamster. I probably weigh like 0.2 ounces.
Okay.
All that
String
muscle.
might be able to hold. It's not like cheap string. The scientist guy, right? He probably doesn't skimp out on string.
Probably not.
Does it look like there would be enough string to make it to the floor?
It's a decently sized ball. You can start unraveling it, or you can just throw it over the side if you want.
Is there like a pillow or a pin cushion or something, either on the ground or nearby?
There's a book on the ground, but there doesn't appear to be any cushioning, as it were. There are these pieces of cloth, though, and some parchment and papers.
I'm going to follow the impulsiveness of Bruce, and I'm going to take the string and tie part of it to the cage,
All
and
right.
then push the rest of it off the side.
I look on approvingly.
Stand there all proud of myself.
Easy enough, Rolo. You tie that off, you throw it over the side, and you hear one bounce, and then a few more. And when you look over, you see that the string twine actually is technically what's written. I don't know if there's a difference. Doesn't matter, because it's now fully unraveled over the side of the table, dropping right down onto that tome Bruce pushed down.
Well, we might have a way down.
Oh, thank goodness. I will start shimmying down.
I'm gonna
Stealthily.
Take like a paw-sized object and chuck it as far away in the opposite direction as I can, just like a small
Smart.
rock or a piece of poop or something. I'm just gonna chuck it.
All right. Just give me a athletics check for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
and-
Something that'll hopefully make some noise.
Yeah. And
Another 6.
another 6. You throw it, and you whiffed it bad, and it just bounces right off the cage and
What
falls
are
down
you
and rolls down to
doing?
your feet. It did not make that much noise, because something the size of a hamster's paw is like very
Okay.
tiny. However, Scarlet, you started heading down.
Mm-hmm.
Give me an athletics
Mm-hmm.
check, and if you're trying to do it stealthily,
Mm-hmm.
you can give me a stealth check, but do it with disadvantage.
Ooh. I technically have advantage on stealth checks, so would it just be a straight roll or
Yes,
disadvantage?
it would just be a straight roll.
Okay, I'll give you the athletics first, which is a solid 10. And then the stealth check, woo boy, is terrible. That is a 9.
All right. So with a 10, you start shimmying your way down, and you're trying really hard to be stealthy, but you're just like swinging back and forth, and you can hear the tail end of the twine kind of not whipping per se, but hitting some things down there as you're going. The other three of you, I almost imagine, are looking down over as Scarlet just barely manages to catch herself as she's going, and finally, slowly but surely, finish her journey to the top of the book, where she steps on it, relieved to be on solid ground.
Well, that's
If anyone
one.
else would like to join her, all you need to do is make an athletics check for me. If you're trying to be stealthy about it, you'll have disadvantage as you're climbing on a rope. It's hard to do that and be stealthy.
All right, you said an athletics check?
Yes.
Oh boy.
Okay.
It's an 18 for Rolo. So he takes it and he takes his flute and gets it in his pocket, takes his lute, makes sure he's strapped in, and takes his horn, make sure it's in a pocket, and goes on down the string as quickly as he can, because he would rather do that than fall.
Yeah, makes sense. And he does it deftly as he just, I almost imagine with a little bit of flair, twirls down to the ground and lands with a flourish maybe next to Scarlet.
I rolled a 17 for that, so I'm just going to go down quick and quietly. Or not quietly, but, you know.
You're going to go down quick, which is probably better than quietly at this point. Because last thing you need is to see this little hamster in the air for long enough. And
I
Bruce?
rolled a 10. So honestly, I imagine I just grab it and then just jump.
A jump you do, and you get a little twine burn on your paws as you slide down and land with a bit of a koof as you slam into the spine of the book you tossed over. And now the four of you have reached the floor. As you step off the back of the book, you hear in your heads that familiar screeching voice of the phoenix. Arrive! Good work getting off the table. You're the first to do it. Once you go through the door and leave the lab, you must find the rune keys. I think they're named Grek and Geeky? No! Those are goblins. Arrive! You don't need goblins, just rune keys. There's one in each other room. They glow. Arrive! As your
So I'm gonna like think back to this bird, assuming that, or knowing it's a bird now. Go. Do you want to come with?
Are you saying this out loud or just in your head?
Just in my head.
Okay.
I assume they're talking to me in my head, so they can probably hear me.
And you say this in your head, and for a moment there's nothing until you hear a response. Just you, Rolo. You hear a very hesitant, I've never been outside of here. Arrive. Forget what it's like. No, I am good, thank you. But I wish you luck in your escape. I will stay here. Arrive.
Okay. Well, thank you for your help.
All you hear is Arrive. Before
The
you
bird
see
sounds sad.
a light up in that tower of things with the cage on top. And I'd say you'd all be able to see this from your spot on the floor now. A flash of light from inside, and then it's very dim in there.
Ooh.
Oh no. Well,
But your furry paws drop down onto a bluish slate floor, which is surprisingly warm beneath your feet, as if heated from underneath. The surface is slightly uneven, with occasional organic elements that poke through, almost like the nuts of a tree. Caustic smells overwhelm your senses, and the pockmarked floor indicates that Yari, who I guess only Scarlet would have heard the name of, the stranger who looked at you, shows as little care with his alchemic reagents as he does for you and your fellow creatures. But you've made it to the floor. What's next for our intrepid little hamsters?
I'd like to just look around to see if there's anything around us other than, the stuff that we pushed onto the floor.
Right. So there is a nice little collection of paper scraps and some cloth. And did I mention the book yet? Yeah, there's a book. However, there's some space around you until the next thing you would see directly to the south is a large writing table with various knickknacks and paddywhacks on top of it. To the north, you look under the table and you would see just barely like cloaked in darkness is a fireplace that's totally cold with more scrap around it. You actually see a broken chair near it. You would see in the northeast corner, looks like a table full of potions and vials of sort. A few of those are dripping down over the edge. To the west, another work table, and to that southwest, you would be able to clearly see the door. And in front of it, it looks like another cage is placed just to the left of the door. The light above you is still glowing from that lamplight apparatus.
does there seem to be like any wires or anything coming from the apparatus down to the floor?
None that you can see.
All right, so to the door, yes?
Book it. Get out of here.
I still
Yeah.
think we should be quiet because I still think there's something nearby, but it's just me. Don't know what has happened.
Sure. I'm gonna kick around some of the paper and whatnot, try to cover as much floor space as possible.
All right. So as the other three start to scurry off, Bruce takes a moment to just scatter his mess, just a little more widespread, before joining them. And quickly enough, you're able to scurry across the floor of the laboratory, and you see this cage looming, larger and larger into view. Inside, you see a creature stirring. What do you do?
Wait.
Is there a lock on the cage? Does it seem to be closed or open?
Give me a perception check.
Yeah, sure. This is gonna be great. 19, actually. Just because I rolled a
Alright.
19.
So Scarlet holds up the group as Bruce joins from the back. And, excuse me, you see the cage does appear to have a lock on it. And there does appear to be a slightly larger than hamster-sized creature in there. You see two big ears flop up as it rises up onto its hind legs and turns over. Between the ears, there's a quaint little hat. Held in its right hand is this large carrot-like staff. As it puts one end to its mouth, goes, "Yeah, what's up, Hamps?"
But it is stuck in its cage as well. There's no way out.
It does appear to be locked inside its cage, as it is very clear to see the four of you out in the open on the floor. Excuse me. Between you and the door is this cage with this hamster.
Snuggles?
Nah, I ain't Snuggles, I'm Cashew.
Shoe?
Yeah, you know Snuggles? You're a pain in my tuchus.
Who is this Snuggles? We keep hearing about them, but who are they? Are they a threat?
Nah, it's nothing you need to worry yourselves about. You're not supposed to be out of your cage.
Well, then I think
You might
we
want to
should-
head back up there before Yari gets here.
No. What is Snuggles?
Who's-
Who is Snuggles?
Snuggles is the watch cat. Little
Cat.
pet of Yari's. Displacer kitty, I think he calls it.
Oh,
You'll know it's him by the tentacles coming out of his back.
What if we made you an offer and let you out of your cage?
Nah, I don't know about that. At this, he puts his carrot down and kind of leans against it a little, very nonchalantly. You know, kind of at the top of the pecking order right now with Yari. He's kept me around long enough. I'm one of his most successful test subjects. I think it's best if you get back up in your cage like you're supposed to be. You hear, Hamps?
Oh, we're gonna go. I think we're good.
yes, we're going to go. I'm not staying here. I'm a human. I'm not a hamster normally, and I need to fix this.
Whatever you were before, you're a hamster now, and I can't let you leave. And with that, he twirls his carrot staff, points it at the lock, and you watch some magic whip out and splash against it. It looks like some kind of acid magic has now latched itself onto the lock, and you see it burning through, and the lock just easily tink, falls to the floor, and the cage opens as this rabbit, who is larger than all of you, steps over the threshold of his cage, tapping the carrot staff on his back, and goes, "All right, Hamps, it's back. Well, you're going to deal with Cashew."
I start running. Boogie it for the door.
I'm gonna follow.
All right.
Just gonna bolt, make a run for it.
I'm gonna look down at my cardboard shield. I'm gonna look up at the rabbit. I'm gonna take a bite out of it, and I'm gonna frisbee throw it at the rabbit, and then follow after.
All right, fantastic. Bruce, can you give me an attack roll? It's going to be you're throwing, so it's just straight range, no proficiency, because I'll say
Yeah.
a cardboard shield is an improvised weapon.
That's fair.
The rest of you, I guess Bruce included, everyone needs to make initiative rolls for me.
As we're
Alright.
running, I scream, "Evil bunny!"
May I use my strength modifier, or shall I use my dex modifier in this particular scenario?
You know what? You can use strength. How hard are you able to whip this? Because he's a big target. I'm going to assume that Bruce can frisbee throw well enough.
Yeah, the 14 hard.
All right. I don't know how to spell cashew. With a 14, you do hit. Go ahead and roll a d4 and add your modifier to it to see how much damage your cardboard shield does as it conks this bully bunny in the head.
6. And I'll say, hey, better watch out. That shield might catch you.
Oh my god.
I don't think I've ever kicked a player. No, I'm just kidding.
I think the word you're looking for is inspiration.
You know what? You're right. I don't use inspiration off on these. Josh, you get inspiration.
Hey.
Excellent. Will you use that as an additional die to a roll or a re-roll? How
I
do
use
you
it
do
as a
inspiration?
re-roll for anything. You
Okay.
make a roll and you don't like it, you roll it again.
Duly noted.
All right, let's get some initiative orders. Anyone over 20? How about 15 to 20?
I got 18.
Roll 18. And Pipsqueak? What was that?
15?
I'm still having trouble hearing you.
Oh.
1-5?
Mhm.
Okay. It might be my connection.
I know with Discord we've had this before of some settings will make it so it doesn't hit you right away, so you might just want to make a noise and then talk and it will grab everything.
Thank you, Star. 10 to 15?
12.
All right, and Scarlet?
5. I rolled a natural 1.
Classic.
Yeah.
All right, so you all watch as this large bunny starts striding his way across the floor towards you. Rolo, you watch as Bruce hucks his cardboard shield that's about a quarter the size it was when we started this little adventure, as it spins through the air and conks the bunny on the head, but he's still coming towards you. What are you doing, Rolo? I'd say you have about 60 inches,
Okay.
aka 60 feet. I mean, it's literally just take the feet and turn it into inches for all conversions. But there is some space between you and this bunny.
Okay. So I am going to go ahead and cast Vicious Mockery at the bunny. And I'm going to go, hey, you Bugs Bunny knockoff, you're just jealous that your cheeks are insufficient. As I push on the good berries that are in my cheeks.
All right, and I have to make a save for that.
Sorry, I do not play Bards. Wisdom saving throw, DC 14.
Ooh, and he fails it.
Yay! So that will be 3 psychic damage, and he has disadvantage on the next attack roll before the end of its next turn. I just look up and see Shannon's ears.
As you've insulted this bunny's honor, he kind of takes a second and he feels your insult really nailing him where he lives. He goes, yeah, it's not a knockoff.
And I'm going to
Anything else?
stay 60 feet away and just hang out in my fun zone over here.
All right, are you moving at all? Or are you heading towards the door?
I'm gonna stay... I want to stay close enough to the people I'm with, so
Okay.
I think I'm gonna stay here just to make sure I can reach everybody if needed.
Sounds good. All right, and now Pipsqueak, you're up.
First, can you hear me?
Yes.
Fun because I am simultaneously too close for my longbow and too far away for my short sword. So,
At 60 feet, you can use, as long as you're not engaged with them. With a longbow, you have 60 inches, I believe, is the efficient range. And it's past that is that you just roll with disadvantage.
I just put too many zeros on the end of that. So, okay, cool. I'm going to whip out my longbow.
All
I'm
right.
going to try to shoot this guy. Let's see. Oh, jeez. That's an 11, so I don't think that does anything.
So you fire off a shot, and it whizzes right by Cashew as he does a little matrix as the arrow flies by and goes, yeah, too slow for me, Hamps, as he continues his advance. Anything else?
It for now.
All right. It is now Cashew's turn. As he leaps with bounds, you see one foot slaps on the floor and like a springboard rockets him forward. Another one rockets him forward, and he closes that 60 inches in an instant. All of a sudden, he's there in the midst of you four, and he goes, "It's time for some fun!" As he jumps up, and you see his feet slap together, and a discharge of magical energy goes out as he casts Thunderclap with his feet. I need you all to make a con saving throw.
Amazing.
Oh.
Oh no!
Oh no. Ooh.
I'm not good at these. Oh, it's not bad.
Gonna
So
fail.
anyone that rolled, where's his DC? Higher than a 12, you succeed. 12 or lower, you failed. And you take 2 points of thunder damage.
Oh no!
As I drop a dice. And now you have this large bunny. I'll say, just theater of the mind, right in between. All 4 of you are around him, and to some degree, about 5 to 10 feet. I'll say he's not within engagement range of any of you, so you can choose how you want to do this. But he's just clapped his feet, hit you with this thunder damage, and he twirls his staff around at the ready. Bruce, you're up.
I'm just gonna step up into combat range, with and swing my halberd, and I'm gonna say, "I warned you. Now, you're gonna get in trouble." That is a 21 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
All right. As I whip my halberd around, it is going to deal 12 points of slashing damage. Yeah, I'm gonna after this, I think, just kind of look at the rest of the group and say, "Shall we kick this guy in the teeth?"
Yes.
Let's do it.
All right. That's my turn.
All right, Scarlet, you're up.
All right. I'm gonna do a little flavor stuff beforehand. I go to try and send my little snake friend out and realize I don't have her anymore, so that doesn't work. I go and reach for my hammer. That's gone. So I'm like, ugh! And I finally pull out a dagger. Doesn't feel magical, so it probably won't return. So I'm gonna step up into melee range and stab that bunny.
All right, go ahead and give me an attack roll.
You got it. That would be a 21.
Wow, you guys are rolling hot. Go ahead and give me an attack roll. Or a damage roll, excuse me.
Yes. 1, 4 plus 2. How many? And do I get sneak attack? Because Bruce is right there.
You do.
How many do I get? 1! All right, 1 sneak attack damage. Here we go. Roll some.
Welcome back to
3.
level 1, Scarlet.
Yeah, right? 3 plus 4. 7 points of piercing damage.
All right. So you get up real close. You look this bully bunny in the eye as you just stick him with the pointy end.
Yeet.
And you stab him. And he's got a little... You bloodied him. You actually really bloodied him. Between you and Bruce, he's... Cashew is looking very, very bad.
Can I take with my bonus action, use my offhand and try and finish him off?
Yeah, go ahead.
That is a 17.
As you go for your offhand, you see him go, "No, no, 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 not today!" And he slaps his foot down, and you see a magical barrier of energy shoot up as you've finally gotten high enough where I can use shield, but not too high where it's ineffective.
Yeah.
As your blade, probably going to be a killing blow, glances off this barrier.
Shields. That's my turn.
All right. It is at this moment that you all hear a loud as a new combatant enters the arena.
Oh no.
Oh.
At the door, you see, and it's loud enough, you all turn and look, including Cashew, who was looking a little worried, and now he looks almost elated as this large creature comes prowling in on 4 legs with black fur, 5 tentacles whipping from its back, and a strange aura of displacement, maybe, as it seems to jit in and out of its space. It snuggles the displacer kitty as it starts to, with a low growl, crowd towards the fighting as Cashew goes, "Yeah, there he is, the big guy himself." Rolo, you're up. I'll say Snuggles is like 120 inches from you.
So I literally just felt Star just felt her blood pressure rise. So Rolo's going to look at this giant thing and go, uh-oh. Going to pull out his loot and is going to turn to Bruce. And I'm going to inspire Bruce. So
Yeah,
don't
you
ju-
are.
don't
Yeah.
judge me for this. I've never
Yeah.
sang on stream before. So it's gonna start playing it and goes, "There will come a hamster who carries a mighty spear. Beat that scary kitty down, ole, ole, oleer."
That was beautiful, Star. Thank you so much.
Excellent.
Grateful.
And an amazing song choice as well.
So you get a D6 bardic inspiration.
And you, Star, get inspiration.
Oh, yay! And is everybody close to me, or am I melee range to anybody?
You could get within melee range of any one of your companions here.
I just was wondering if I was in melee for either Snuggles or Cashew, or if I could back up.
Oh, I apologize. Yes, you could back up right now.
Okay, I'm gonna back up. I'm a
You
bard,
got it.
man.
No.
So I'm gonna back up, and that'll be the end of my turn.
All right, Pipsqueak, you're up.
Oof. That feeling that animal friendship is probably not going to be too helpful with this cat here. So, how close am I to Cashew, and does Cashew still have that shield up?
Cashew's shield would still be up. You'd still see from the edge of his foot this magical barrier protecting him. He is, I'm going to say, 10 feet from you, 10 to 15 feet, depending on how you see yourself.
Then I'm gonna aim my longbow instead at the cat. And
All right.
I don't know if this is gonna work, but we're gonna try to shoot the cat. Cat. 17 to hit.
17. Oh, I'm sorry. When you
Okay,
try
I
to
did not-
target the cat, you realize that there's this weird displacement to him, and your attack is at disadvantage. My apologies.
I also realized I did not add my attack bonus to
Oh.
that, so we will just pretend.
So you can keep that roll, and then your next roll, whichever is the lower.
Then, so 14.
14. Still hits. As you aim down that longbow, you fire, and it flies across and smacks Snuggles right into its like collarbone area. Go ahead and roll some damage for me.
Ooh, ouch. Oh, but that is 7 points of piercing damage.
Ooh, 10 points. Very nice. As you hit it, you hear a very loud yowl, which I'm not going to replicate here, and then
Aww.
exactly right. As it gets down onto
I'm
the
sorry,
floor.
wait, who was that though? I saw no one's mouth move. Wow, excellent.
Thank you, Star. I have nothing but appreciation for what you just did right there. Pipsqueak, anything else?
No, I don't think so. Just focusing on the cat now, I guess.
All right. It is now Cashew's turn as he looks between both Bruce and Scarlet. In between him, he looks, as I stated, he is very bloodied, but he's looks pretty happy. And he goes, "My work here's done." As he misty steps out of there, you see where he was, just smoke. As you see up on top of his cage, he just kind of perched on the edge. Bow staff tapping against his back. He's still within ranged attacks of you all if you wanted to keep attacking him, but it seems like he is now chosen to get out of the fight, as Snuggles approaches. Bruce, your turn.
Pip, you're the only one in this group with a ranged weapon, correct?
I think I might be.
Yeah, you can always throw everything.
You have a ranged weapon as well, Scarlet, and would I know that?
It's a hand crossbow, so there's not a whole lot of places to like hold it. So I'm sure.
I mean, it could be in your cheek pouch. I don't know.
No, it's probably on, to be honest, it's probably on her back, and she doesn't know that it's there because she doesn't use a hand crossbow. So.
Okay, I'll I'll just turn to you then and be like, you want to just shoot him real quick?
With what? What the fuck is this? Fine. Yes, I'll do that.
Cool. And I'm gonna turn and look at Snuggles, the cat.
Yes.
And I'm just gonna charge 30 inches towards Snuggles and try to get into melee range.
All right, Snuggles is about 120 inches from you at the moment. So you can move that 30. Would you like to dash to get 60?
No, I'll just go 30, and then I will actually take my action to use the dodge action.
All right, sounds good. Scarlet, you're up.
All right. So reaching to my back and pulling out a hand crossbow, looking at it, kind of giving it a once over, like, oh, I fucking shoot this. She's going to hopefully figure it out, and she's going to aim for that obnoxious bunny, the bully bunny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. And she's going to fire.
All right, give me an attack roll.
14.
You again watch as your crossbow, your bolt is going right on towards him, but as it's, a few inches from his body, another shield, as he taps his toes together, deflects the bolt, and he shouts across the way to you, "Yeah, I said I was done, Hamps. Leave me alone. You got bigger fish to fry. Or should I say cat? Yeah." Anything else, Scar?
Nope, that's it.
All right. Bruce, in front of you, you see this huge beast getting low to the ground as it starts to prowl and then starts running towards you with a low in its voice as it jumps up and comes swinging in to swat at you with its paw.
It will have disadvantage because I took the dodge action.
And you definitely dodge aside, unless... What's your AC? Is it
16, I believe?
Yeah, you're fine. As it comes in to swat at you with its paw, and you just hop right back and it misses. It kind of like skids a little on the smooth floor and looks back at you, and you see one of its tentacles come whipping around to attack you.
All right. Still at disadvantage.
Yep. As the tentacle lashes out towards you and hits right where you were just standing before you again jump back as it growls at you. But its turn is finished. Rollo, you're up.
Okay. So seeing that this thing is huge, Rollo is going to go, "Hey, do you know why everyone likes to have displacer beasts and laughs around them? Because they have 10 tickles." And he's going to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
Amazing.
So wisdom saving throw, DC 14.
14, it fails.
Okay, so it is now, everything is hilarious, and it is incapacitated and unable to stand for 1 minute while I concentrate on it.
For 1 minute? Okay.
Yeah. We should go.
So Snuggles, after, with a very aggressive look on its face, is told this joke. And you don't actually know if it can understand languages, but all of a sudden, it starts to... I can't replicate it, but you know that chirping noises that cats make It starts to like make these weird chirping noises as it just all 6 of its legs kind of fall out and it flops to the floor and rolls onto its back and just starts twitching its face as it's laughing, but cats don't laugh.
Rolo
It is
takes
now-
out his trumpet and goes da 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 da.
Yes. Iconic.
Anything else, Rollo?
I'm gonna run for the door now.
Fantastic. So you take off.
Yep.
From behind you, up on the cage, you hear a shout. Yeah, that's not fair. Pipsqueak, you're up.
Also, just bolt for the door? Are there negative consequences to that? Because
There are none. Because
I'm gonna bolt for the door. Because that's
alright.
a cat and I'm a hamster. No.
very true. So both of you would have Rollo would only have 30 inches of movement, but Pipsqueak, you would have full 60, so you would run and you would end your turn right up next to Snuggles, or close to. We'll say that you would avoid Snuggles at all cost. But you use your full movement in action. It is now the bunny's turn. As it howls in rage and starts stomping on top of the cage. But he doesn't make a move or anything, as he's just yelling expletives. Yeah, you damn Hampson. You're going to give me a bad name, see? Yeah. Bruce, you're up.
Gonna just very quickly turn to the rest of the group and be like, does someone want to shut that hair up? And then I'll call back to the rabbit. And I'll say, don't let me catch you chasing us, or I'll be sure it's the last thing you ever do. And I'll turn and start running with the rest of the group.
All right. Scarlet.
I for sure am going to aim with my hand crossbow, and I'm going to take one last shot. Come on, natural. Come on, natural. Come on, natural 20. Nope. That was worse than the last one.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's 10. I don't think that's gonna do it.
You fire hand crossbow up, and it just shoots wide. And all Cashew does is tap his staff on his back and cackles.
Why I prefer daggers, and I bolt after my friends.
All right. Spoiler alert, Cashew's not facing you because he is pretty much unconscious. The 4 of you are able to make it to the door, I'll say, in 20 seconds or so. You still have 40 seconds before Rollo's spell wears off. We're out of initiative for the time being. You're at the foot of the door. It's closed. How do you proceed?
The door's closed. I thought it was open.
Also thought the door was open. Crap.
Is there enough room to squeeze underneath the door? Is there enough of a gap that we might be able to
It
squeeze
looks
through?
like it's almost flush with it. Unnaturally flush, actually, I'll say.
Is there anything around the door that we can see?
There is a doorknob with a lock on it.
I got this.
It is
Oh,
about
God.
3 feet above you.
Damn it. Bruce, you're strong. Can you like throw me so I can try and just leap for it?
I can try.
Yes, I can try and unlock the door and try and pull it. Maybe, I don't know. Unless we can go get the string and I can tie it around the... Actually, do that. Somebody go get the string so I can tie it around the handle.
I think it'll take too long. I think we just have to...
Okay.
We've got one shot. All
Don't
right.
throw it away.
I am going to prepare. Gonna like get Scarlet in like shot put position on my shoulder. I'm gonna do like a spin and just yeet Scarlet as high into the air as hamsterly possible.
And I want to like push off as he does that to give to help.
I'm gonna burn everything I have for this.
Athletics check to throw her up there. Scarlet,
Yep.
needs you an acrobatics check.
You got
Gonna
it.
use my DM inspiration, see if I can get a better d20 roll. No, we're gonna stick with the first one. Gonna use my bardic inspiration. An athletics check, a total of 20.
I also dirty 20.
All right. It is one of the greatest scenes of hamster
So stressed out.
gymnastics that you've ever seen, as Bruce hurls the hamster Scarlet into the air. At first, she's a little like, "Whoa!" But then she grabs onto the latch of the door, and since it's locked, it stays in place. But you can easily take one of your arms to reach under and try to pick the lock.
Yeah.
Give me a thieves tool check
Yep.
with disadvantage.
Rolo uses the cantrip Minor Illusion to make a 10 appear above his head.
7. That's about right.
You reach your hand in there with your thieves tools. You probably it's no good with these. It's a human-sized lock. So you're trying to wiggle around and it's taking a hot second. Your companions on the floor are counting the seconds. 30,
Can I
10,
fit,
20,
fit through the block?
30. You
My
cannot.
small enough? No? All right.
You could probably fit like your head in there and an arm, which I imagine you do as it's getting closer and closer.
I just can I like try and reach through and just try and like manually like unlock the door, not even with my tiny little thieves tools?
You reach in there and you feel the lock mechanism and you push it up and you hear a click, and your other paw that's hanging onto the door, you feel the latch release.
Ah!
At this moment, Rolo, you would sense your spell ending.
Uh-oh.
As the three of you on the ground turn to look, and Snuggles rolls up to his feet in a attack position and starts to slink across the floor at you, slow at first and getting faster and faster.
Run like
You
hell!
see the door behind you creak open.
Go,
as
go,
you
go! I got the tool,
jump
go!
down.
Gonna be stuck in here with the cat.
No, I opened the door.
So the door is now swung open, we'll say about like 10 inches to let you all through.
Okay.
Drop down!
Open it, and Bruce is gonna like Captain America at the door, like keep it from going any farther. Like in that scene from the Winter Soldier where he's like holding on to the helicopter and the
Yes.
building.
Yes.
He's just keeping it from going too far, so that as soon as everyone's through, he can slam it shut.
Excellent.
All right, so the three, Rolo, Pipsqueak, and Scarlet, after coming back down, all sneak down under Bruce's arms as you see Snuggles closer, closing the distance really quickly. You can hear and see Cashew up behind, cackling, rolling on his back, his big floppy feet slapping in the air as he laughs, thinking of your ultimate demise. As Bruce, you slip through, closing the door behind you, and you hear it with a click. And then you hear a bursting through a little temporal bubble of whatever sorts of magic it has. Snuggles, as a displacer beast, is able to phase right through the door. And it's like jumps through,
That coming.
lands,
No!
and turns and
Bad kitty! Bad kitty!
Bad kitty!
what do you all do?
But
We're gonna say, well, actually, we're gonna use the same initiative order. So Snuggles just made his move,
no!
jump through the door as the displacer
God,
beast
this
happens to do. Rolo, you're up.
Oh my god, okay. I don't know what to do at this point. Sorry. New class. I am going to, I guess, use another bardic inspiration.
Okay.
And I will look at Scarlet this time and go, Oh, small hamster, stab the cat. Oh, small hamster, stab the cat. And that's a D6 for Bardic Inspiration. And I guess I will attempt to back up again, because
Okay.
keep as much distance as I can.
I'll say you guys made it through the door, and it was a little quick to really gauge your surroundings, but it looks like you're in a large hallway of sorts with soft carpet beneath your furry feet and organic wooden walls that have faint glowing lights kind of glittering through them. It's warm, it's well lit in here, and there's a displacer kitty. Pipsqueak, you're up.
All right, how much distance is there between me and this cat?
I'm gonna say there's about 30 inches.
Okay, cool. So I'm sticking with the longbow, and I'm gonna aim his eye, maybe, because I feel like that would distract him for at least a little while.
Okay. You do have disadvantage on this attack because it has resumed its strange displacement.
But it still a 21.
Oh, yeah. You fire your longbow, and the very tiny arrow that comes from it flies through the air and pierces Snuggle right above the eye. Not quite on it. Natural 20 would have gotten you that, but you still get very close. Go ahead and roll damage for me.
Alrighty. 10 for piercing damage.
Fantastic, as it gives out another as you strike it, and from inside, you almost just faintly hear more cackling from the cashew. Bruce, you're up.
Okay. I'm gonna look at the rest of the group, and I'm gonna say, I think we can do this. We just need to work together. And I'm going to spend my action casting Bless, blessing 3 creatures. And so, for the next minute, as long as I maintain concentration, you will have a d4 to add to an attack roll or saving throw. And I am going to step forward to try to stand between the rest of the party and the displacer kitty.
All right. Scarlet, you're up.
Is Snuggles wearing a collar?
Snuggles most definitely is wearing a collar. It's a nice green collar with a little gold thing that says Snuggles on it and a little heart.
Perfect. I am feeling still very confused as to what is happening, but feeling inspired by Bruce's words. I'm going to embrace my hamster form and run forward however many inches I need to on all fours and leap, grab the collar, and swing up using that momentum onto Snuggles' back and using that inspiration from Rolo. Stab that kitty.
All right. Go ahead and give me an acrobatics check before you do anything.
Stab that kitty.
Yeah.
Ding it, ding it, ding it, ding it, ding it.
Oh boy. Well, that's a natural 1. So even if I, add my if I got full on both of these things that I roll right now, it still would only give me a 9. So no. 11.
You all watch as the gray hamster darts forward, the small streak of red on its head. Very confidently, it's going on all fours, and it leaps up and goes to grab the collar and just slaps its face right into the chest of Snuggles, who rears up a little and looks down as this hamster just slides off cartoon effect and plops onto the floor on its back, looking up at Snuggles, who is just staring down. You're now prone. And that ends your turn.
Oh. Okay.
If you didn't get a nat 1, then you
That's
got a
fair.
nat 1.
Yeah, I know it's fair.
As one of its tentacles whips down and makes a move against you. For a 17 to hit,
Yeah.
you feel the tentacle slip under your back and wrap around you tight, whipping you up into the air. You're swinging from its back in the hold of one of its 5 tentacles, as you are now grappled / restrained.
Cool.
As it and paces forward, and another one of its tentacles whips out and attacks Bruce. For a 21 to hit.
That does hit.
You similarly feel this tentacle wrap itself around your body, lifting you up into the air. You are now restrained and grappled. Its turn is over. Rolo, you're up. You've just watched this Snuggles grab 2 of your companions. What do you do?
So since you grab the companions, I still have my loot in my hand. So I run forward and I try and bash Snuggles on the nose with my loot, going, "Bad kitty!"
All right, give me an attack roll.
Put him
with
down.
Disadvantage. Actually, no, sorry. Yes, with disadvantage. Because it has still got this displacement aura to it.
That would be a 12 to hit.
12 does not hit. Well, I'll say you swing your loot and you bonk it on the nose, but it barely makes it blink.
It kind of
Its
stares
eyes
back
just
down
go-
at me. Except, okay. My loot does not break, so I'm good. So I'm just sitting here with my loot against its face going, "Good kitty. Good kitty." And that will be my turn.
Yes, as Pipsqueak, you're up.
Swap my longbow for my short sword first. Question.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Swapping my longbow
Oh,
for the
free action. Come on, we're just trying to have fun. You can
Just making
throw that
sure.
longbow away and it'll just magically teleport back to you.
Great, cool. I'm swapping out for my short sword. I'm going to. So, its head is kind of facing the floor, right? If I could I run up this thing's face onto its back?
Yeah, I'll say its face is down low to the ground. Yeah, I see no reason why you can't run forward a little hamster style and scamper up its head. I'm going to ask you... No, you know what? Yes, I'm going to ask you for an athletics or acrobatics check to see if you are able to get up.
You gotta be kidding me. Okay, hang on. That's an 8. So I don't think that's gonna work.
So you start to run up its face. You do. You run past Rolo, who's still just like kind of cowering a little in front of this huge creature. As you leap up past, start to climb up, and as you get like onto its brow, you start to lose your footing, and you grab onto a tuft of its hair and yank it, and you watch as Snuggles, well, and you feel it as Snuggles rears up. As can you make a dex saving throw for me to see if you get thrown off Snuggles' face?
That is a 16.
All right, you're able to hold on. You are now gripping a tuft of hair on Snuggles' face, as that's as far as you're able to get.
Fair.
Now, Bruce, it's your turn. You are grappled.
Grappled and restrained, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I don't know. I've got pretty good range on my halberd. I'm just gonna swing at the creature. See if. Do you have a rule on called shots? Can I try to attack the thing restraining me?
I'll allow it. Go ahead. The AC will be a little higher to
Sure.
hit exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Yeah, I'll make my attack at disadvantage. It's 11.
11 is not going to hit it, as you're kind of being waved around as Snuggles has now been thrown into a bit of a fit with its hair being
fit?
pulled. Yes, a hissy fit. Thank you. As
Good.
you try to swing your halberd down, but you can't quite get purchase.
I'll just up there, just like, remember that I've blessed you, and I think that's all I can do.
All right, Scarlet. You're up.
All right. So I am going to, flailing around in this tentacle. I'm going to try and use my dagger and try and like cut myself out of the tentacle. Just kind of try and like cut cleanly through that tentacle.
All right, attack with disadvantage, please.
Yep. You got it. It's not bad. I'm going to add my bardic inspiration to that. Good. And I'm gonna bless. Yeah. Okay. So that's 9 plus 8 is 17.
17 most certainly hits.
Hey. Yeah. Cool. So that is gonna be. Well, that's going to be. Where's 2, 3? Do I get sneak attack?
You do get sneak attack because
Hell
your
yeah.
allies are engaged.
Hell
Literally.
Yeah. So that's gonna be
One of them
6 points.
proposed.
6 points of piercing damage total.
All right, Scarlet, still restrained in the holds of this displacer kitty, you furiously start stabbing your dagger into the tentacle, and you see a little bit of fey blood well up in the wounds, but it still is gripping you, and actually you feel it starting to grip you just a little bit tighter.
Ooh. Darn it. Okay,
As
cool.
Now it is Snuggles.
Yeah. Yep.
Unless, I don't think you can do anything else. And now it's Snuggles' turn. As Snuggles just quickly reaches to attack Pipsqueak, hanging onto his face with a tentacle.
It's fair.
For a 15 to hit.
Yeah.
All right, as you feel this tentacle wrap around you and pull you off its face, you are brought up to join Bruce and Scarlet on its back as another tentacle flies around the opposite side at Rolo
Good kitty.
for a 24 to hit.
Yeah. No, totally misses.
Oh no!
You are also wrapped up in its tentacle. The four of you are up in its reach, restrained, as it slowly starts to make its way. It's in no rush, as you hear the soft padding of its 6 feet as it walks back towards the door. And
Hey guys, just hanging out.
as you say that, just hanging out, you feel yourselves like it's an odd feeling as where you just were outside in the warm. You're teleported forward in space, and you are now back in the laboratory.
Oh.
Snuggles
Was gonna
continues.
ask how like that works on like a metaphysical level if we cannot warp.
Do we stay outside? Do
It leaves
No.
us behind.
Yeah, we're smacking in the
You are
door.
teleported
Damn it!
with Snuggles.
I tried.
You did.
You
You did. It's a
did.
valiant effort.
It's not they don't go that deep into temporal displacement and how that works, but for the fun of it, you are going with it as it starts to pad its way up towards the cage. The four of you look over and see Cashew just laughing, just slapping the carrot staff on the cage, just making rattling noises as he laughs.
Can I shoot him with my
With-
hand bow?
Say, if we're still in initiative, I'm gonna keep attacking.
Yeah,
I don't know
right.
why I
So
would
we are
stop.
still in initiative, but I'm gonna have us take a quick break there.
Yeah.
Because we're about 2 hours in.
Yeah.
So thanks everyone for joining us. We're gonna take a 5-minute break. So our 4 intrepid hamsters can figure out, just how exactly they want to stab at these tentacles holding them. And we have a giveaway to
Oh
do.
yeah. Hold on. I'm running that. Yeah. So while we are away on break, and enter hashtag hamster into the chat, and we will roll it when we get back. Hashtag HAMSTER for a chance to win a copy of this amazing adventure that we are playing, so you too can torment your players with Snuggles the Displacer Kitty.
I did not think
Hashtag
this was going to be
hamster.
so much fun to play
Right?
with Snuggles, but
So-
it's a blast. I think this is my
amazing.
favorite monster ever to run so far.
Hashtag
All right, folks, so
hamster.
you heard it here. Hashtag hamster in chat. We're going to be break on 5, so it's about 6 o'clock now. 6:05. Sean, are you there? Okay. Sorry. Usually you jump in here and you take over and I can rest easy, but yeah, I think we're good.
Whose voice is
Oh,
that?
they couldn't hear me. Hello,
Oh,
everybody.
no.
God.
Voice of producer God here.
Ah.
So get those hashtag hamsters in. We'll be back at 6:05. See you soon. Oops.
Wow. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Paradise RPG with our one-shots in Paradise. Today, we are playing Disaster Hamster, which we're giving away a copy, and that's why people are posting #hamster. So, Shannon.
Yeah, that's me. I'm going to give you like 60 seconds to enter if you haven't already. #hamster, HAMSTER in the chat. And I'm going to tell you about some other Paradise stuff to give you a little bit more time. Mondays. Nope. Let's go in the week. Let's go in the order of the week. Sundays, we have the Sean and Shannon Power Hour at 7 p.m. Eastern, where we talk about the previous week's episode of Advantage in Paradise, which is on Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern. You can see my regular rogue Scarlet over there is not a hamster, as well as Stefan's twice dead now super old elf, and Sean is our DM. So that is on Mondays. On Tuesdays, we have Jasper's Game Day, Shadows in the Mists. On Wednesday, we're off. Thursdays, we have Relaxing in Paradise with Sean. Once a month on Saturdays, we have these amazing streams, the One Shots in Paradise, with amazing members of the TTRPG community. So yeah, I think that was 60 seconds. I am going to draw this. Sean usually counts this down for me. I don't know if he wants to, or Stefan, if you want to count me down from 5.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, Chop Hunter 86. Good job. You are the winner. I will whisper to you, and I just need your email address, and we'll get that to you ASAP.
Hey,
Congratulations.
If you didn't realize, it's really fun to play and great for the whole family. But now let's get back to it, shall we? Our 4 hamster heroes are wrapped up in the tight grasps of Snuggles, the Displacer Kitty. He had just yeeted through the door with them after they had just made their escape. Rolo, you're up.
Well, first I'm going to use my free action to do an unpleasant gesture towards Cashew the bunny.
Good call.
It's a little hard. Your arms are wrapped up.
Just make sure I wiggle it so that he can pay attention and see it. And then I guess I will attempt to use my rapier to stab the tentacle to see if I can get him to let me go.
All right, go ahead and make the attack with disadvantage.
That's a 3. Oh, sorry, it is a 7, but still not gonna do it.
You're able to hit the tentacles of Snuggles, but you have so little wiggle room, you're basically poking him. And you do nothing.
Yeah.
Pipsqueak, you're up.
Okay. This might go really stupidly, terribly wrong, but the little shard of the crystal brought from the cage, I'm gonna try to stab the cat in the tentacle with that and see if that does anything.
All right, give me a attack with disadvantage as you grab this stone in your fist and start smash it against the tentacles holding you.
Ah, no, too far away, come back. Oh, with disadvantage, that was a nat 1, so...
Oh, no.
As you're trying to hit the tentacle with this little crystal shard, it fumbles out of your hand and falls to the ground.
Up later!
All right. Bruce, you're up. Still restrained, grappled in this tentacle.
I'm going to just try again with the halberd. Just again, kind of trying to twist and swing it in a slashing motion towards the tentacle. That's not going to do anything. That is a natural 1.
Oh no!
So I rolled a 2, you rolled a 1, you rolled a 1, so Scarlet, let's see if you can create the trifecta.
Yeah.
Go ahead and try to make that attack at disadvantage, Scarlet.
Uh-huh.
I assume
you,
you're trying
Scarlet.
to.
Yeah. Stabby, stabby, stabby.
Fulfill the prophecy.
You're blessed.
You're blessed.
I'm blessed. Hashtag blessed.
Damn it.
Oh my god. I also rolled a natural one.
The adventure ends here, folks. Our heroes clearly cannot get out of the Displacer Kitty's grasps. It's all over. Thanks for tuning in. Just kidding.
Bye, guys. Ooh.
Scarlet is barely able to wiggle the dagger to any effect, and again, it just kind of pokes and slaps against the tentacles. Snuggles, undisturbed by your wriggling, continues to softly pad against the slate floor. All 6 of his legs padding along as he walks forward. About halfway, well, then he's going to dash. So just to the edge of the table base. And he gets back on his hind legs as if getting ready to jump. Rolo, you're up.
I guess I will try and get out again.
As a reminder, you can try to get
Oh,
out
yeah.
of the grapple instead of attacking.
Yeah.
And
That's not going to
I
go
am-
well. We'll try that anyway. I'm going to try and break the grapple.
All right. Let me double check. You can do athletics or acrobatics contested against Snuggles.
I will attempt acrobatics because that's something I'm good at. That's going to be a straight roll, right?
Yep.
Oh wait, but we get a D4 with that. Bless. It's a 12.
Snuggles even rolled low. He had a 13. But as you try to wriggle your way out, you feel the tentacle like whip a little and shake you as you're like, stopping your escape.
I don't like this ride. I'd like to get off.
Squeak, you're up.
All right, I'm also gonna try to break the grapple. I'm gonna use acrobatics because that's also something I'm kind of good at.
That makes sense.
Is that with disadvantage or?
Nope, just straight.
Oh, then 16.
16 is a good number. As Pipsqueak, you're wriggling about and you are able to push aside or push apart the tentacles just enough to put your hands up and you slip right down and you slide down Snuggles' back as he's crouched on his hind legs. And it's like that scene from, I'm gonna do a shot here, Lord of the Rings, as Lego slides down the elephant's trunk. You slide down Snuggles' tail and you do a little pop, and you land on your feet and turn around, and there's Snuggles with your 3 friends still being held. That was your action to get out. You technically have a bonus action and movement.
Bonus action in movement.
I don't know if you have bonus actions at level 1.
I don't. So I think that's the end of my turn. So
All
otherwise
right.
I'd be stabbing him in the tail, but next time.
Next time. Bruce, you're up.
I'm just gonna make another attack, and as I do, I'm going to speak to Snuggles, and I'm gonna say, Snuggles, you piece of shit. You're working for the man. You've betrayed all animal kind. You're a traitor. And the moment you let me out of here, I'm going to kill you. But if you release me right now, I will give you a fair fight. And I'm going to make my attack.
Excellent.
That's an 11 to hit.
As you wildly swing your halberd around, not able to even hit Snuggles, you see his head kind of turn a little over his shoulder, and all you get is a glare and a... Scarlet, you're up.
Okay. If I wanted to I don't know, reach out in my brain and think to Cerise, is that going to cost me my action?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to do that first. I'm going to just think desperately in my brain. If you're able to help us, we can't get out of the tentacles. I don't know who you are, but you look like fire, and I trust fire, so please help. And so hopefully that'll do something. And then I am going to try and break the grapple.
All right.
No. 2.
Okay. Let's just see if somehow, I don't think even, yeah. I rolled a 4, but still a 10. As you wriggle about, you're not able to do anything. It is now Snuggles' turn. He doesn't even notice that he's lost one of these hamsters as he just rears up and pounces up and does that thing that cats do where he gets 2 arms, legs up, and kind of shifts his way up and climbs up onto the top of the table, shaking a little, pads his way over to the door, to the cage, and unceremoniously whips the 3 of you into the cage. You all take 1 point of bludgeoning damage. As you're thrown in, you hit the opposite end over by the hamster wheel, and then Snuggles slaps one of his tentacles against the cage door. It shuts again, and taking a moment to look at the 3 of you in there, his tail swishing, turns and walks down the to you guys the right, if you're facing the cage to the left of the table, and walks down to the edge of it. As we are now out of initiative order. Pipsqueak, you are on the floor. Snuggles does not seem to have noticed that you are missing. The 3 of you are back in the cage, the portcullis-like gate closed on you.
Snuggles is at the other end of the table, correct?
Yes, so he's still on the table. He's perched on the edge of it, just looking out over to the west side of the room.
Okay. I'm gonna climb back up the string and see if I can sneak over to the cage without noticing me, because I want to help my friends escape.
All right. Go ahead and give me a stealth check at disadvantage as you start to climb up the rope. The other 3 of you, you're back in the cage. What are you doing?
Walking back over to the cage door.
Me too.
I'm gonna shout at Snuggles, and I'm gonna be like, I told you the moment you let me out of here, I'm gonna kill you. You would better hope that you can run faster than I can.
He can.
And I'm gonna go to try to open the door.
As you shout this, Snuggles unceremoniously hops off the edge of the table. You hear it padding. What was that stealth roll, Pipsqueak?
The same thing twice, so 10.
Okay. As you're about halfway up this twine, climbing up, you see Snuggles hop off, and with his weight, shifting the table a little, you're like, whoa! Afraid you'll fall. You don't. As you watch him pad across the floor and go through the door. You finish climbing your way up to see Bruce at the gate, giving me that strength check to see if you can open it. Scarlet, did you say you're going to help?
Yep. So you can do
12, I think.
It's heavy. It's taking you a hot second to lift it up. As you're doing this, Pipsqueak, you climb up over the edge of the table, seeing your hamster friends in the cage, and behind you, a good distance behind you, you hear the shouting of Cashew as he's yelling some kind of obscenities at you that I won't repeat here. It's uncouth. But it takes you a moment, Bruce. You are able to slowly but surely lift this up. I'm going to say it takes you about a minute, and it's very straining on your body.
Sure, of course. I would actually like to leave the gate shut after we get out.
Okay.
That's smart.
So it'll take you a little longer than the first time, but you're able to get the gate up. I'll say you don't even fully latch it in. You just hold it up as Rolo and Scarlet get out, you step through, and you let it fall behind you.
And you said we took 1 point of damage, right?
Yes.
So in that process, I'm going to eat one of the good berries that's in my cheek. I'm also going to spit one out and be like, Scarlet, would you like it? It was just in my pouch. It's fine.
Ugh. Fine.
Eat it. Eat it.
Close
Eat
it. She'll close her eyes and just eat it.
I will eat my good berry too.
Fantastic.
I have 2 left in my pouch.
Are we
Nice.
back up to full, or how much does that restore?
Just 1 hit point.
Oh. Okay.
Yes.
They're good,
Good
berries.
berries. They're nice to have, but
You could
they're
say
not
they're
that
good.
nice.
They're good.
Egad. All right.
Done.
The 4 of you eating some berries, maybe licking your wounds metaphorically. Would you like to rest, or will you continue adventuring? Escaping, getting the F out of Dodge, as they say.
Is there another way out of the room?
Not that I saw it, just saw the door. But I did I hear anything back from Cerise?
No, there was no response. Looking up to the tower of sorts, you see the cage is still devoid of any light.
Are there air vents that we could maybe find and crawl through?
You look up and around, and you see one skylight almost directly above you, with glass covering it. It looks like it's just a sunlight or sun's window that you
Are
probably can't open it, but otherwise you don't see any grates or air
Are there-
vents.
Are there grates on the floor? Like sewage pipe or something? Or a mouse hole in the wall?
There was a fireplace, right?
There was a fireplace. I will say, when you were looking around, actually, when you were over by Cerise's tower, you thought you saw some kind of grate in the northeast corner of the room, by the alchemist table. And then, yes, there's the fireplace, and then there's the door.
Should we go try the grate instead?
I think yes, I do actually
Yeah,
remember.
let's try the grate.
Yeah, maybe we should have tried that first, but it's fine. Let's go. It's by the table with all the things on it.
So back down the rope we go.
All right. Are you guys trying to be stealthy about this?
No.
All right.
I am.
All right. Go ahead and give me a stealth check if you're trying. If not, it's easy enough to just shimmy down that rope.
No shimmy.
I rolled a natural 20 and a 2. Oh, wait a minute. I have advantage, not disadvantage. Natural 20!
So Scarlet goes first down the rope, and you don't even see it move as she just does this cool, like almost pirouette as she swirls down and lands without a sound, and deftly rolls back into cover. It's like dun, 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 dun.
What?
As Rolo's going down, going, hi ho, off to the grate we go.
Bruce and Pipsqueak, are you just going down normally?
It's going
Yeah.
down normally now.
Good for you. I'm very proud. As the 4 of you get back onto the floor and start heading to the northeast, it takes you a moment to traverse across these warm blue stones, but you get to the grate, and staring down, you see, so first you'll see a pool of reagents on the opposite end of the grate from you, slowly leaking down in. It looks like something burst up above and is just dripping caustic ooze down that's slowly making its way into the grate. When you look down, you see this ethereal type of, it's water, you assume, but it's got this glowing magic to it as these caustic reagents drip down into it and kind of drop with but it looks like the liquid is fairly still down there.
Can we get through the grate into the water, into that liquid fairly easily?
You could easily slip through these bars as they are to stop a human from going through, I assume. Or like, debris, but you can probably slip through.
We try? Do it.
Yeah, may as well.
This can't be the worst thing that can happen to us today. She said,
Shimmy our
Jason.
squishy little hamster bodies through the bars.
Yeah. And you just drop into the water.
Yeah, sure.
All right. You drop in. Any of you swim?
I presume we can swim.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
At least
Rodents are good
hamster paddle.
swimmers.
Looking around, there doesn't seem to be any exit from here that you can see. The
but
water feels phenomenal. It's like it's above room temperature, probably like an 80 degrees Fahrenheit, as it's like this nice warm water. And I'll say, actually, if any of you are injured, you're back to full health, as this magical water is like kind of going around, and you see like as the caustic material is dripping into it, it's almost being dispelled. As if this is some kind of magic water used to clean up bad things.
Does there seem to be a direction that we can go? Like, is there an obvious direction, or is there two
Down.
different? Down. That's great.
It doesn't look like there's any openings around
Water's
besides
not
the one you just
flowing?
dropped there. The water is still. Whenever a
There's a
drop of the reagent
leakage.
comes down, it just boop, and then settles again.
Down sounds so scary.
Is there like a pipe or anything that we can see that's where the liquid goes?
Give me a perception check at disadvantage, as it is dark down there. The
Do I
light
have-
barely.
Do I have produced flame?
No, you're a hamster, silly.
Set yourself on fire.
I'm a gymnast.
You were a hamster.
It's a 9.
I'll say Bruce takes a moment and plunges his head under, trying to look around for anything down there. All he sees is these smooth, organic-looking walls, similar to the blue slate flooring that just descends deeper and deeper into darkness.
You have to take the door.
I mean,
I want to take the door.
it looks like we might be able to go down into the water. It's possible.
A shot. I'll see how far down I can swim and see if there's anything. Water's still. That means something must be blocking it from moving. So I'm gonna find what's blocking the pipe. I don't know if I can hold my breath that long, but
Other people that know D&D rules, how long is holding your breath? It's your con, right?
I think it's
Yeah, it has something to do with your con.
I think it's a
how-
number of minutes equal to 1 plus your Constitution modifier.
That makes
That
sense.
sounds right. That sounds
I
right.
have a Constitution modifier of 0. Maybe someone
Me
else.
too.
All right, so
1 minute.
yes, you have 1 minute to swim underwater to try to find something.
We're gonna give it a real quick shot and
All right.
not drown. What am I rolling here?
Your DM is thinking, as this is outside the bounds of the module. Samuel, what do I do? No, this is what happens. Give me a perception check with disadvantage as you go deeper and deeper into the water. The deeper you go, the warmer it gets.
So both of those were real terrible. That's a 2 there, so
Mm-hmm. You see nothing. The water is getting in your eyes, and if anyone here wears contacts and tries to open their eyes into the water, it's literally the worst thing in the world. That's kind of what it feels like. As like it's this warm water getting in and it's like kind of magical. So it's like kind of healing, but still irritating as you're like rubbing your eyes while you're trying to look around and your vision is just blurred and you don't see anything before you have to resurface for air.
That didn't work.
I'll give it a shot.
So will Rolo.
I can also hold my breath for 1 minute.
I can hold it for 2.
Ooh.
I'm fancy.
If we're all doing it, I'll do it too.
Peer pressure, peer hamster pressure.
It's
Yeah.
lemon diving.
So what are we? Perception?
Perception with disadvantage unless you have dark vision.
I did in human form.
Natural 1.
Mm-hmm.
Natural 1.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god,
Come on,
seriously?
Rolo.
Yep.
Natural 2.
Oh no!
I forgot I
right.
have a perception of -1. I probably wasn't the right one to go down.
We're all
So-
doing it.
So I'm gonna say Scarlet has to go back up for
Yeah.
air.
Yep.
What's your con modifier, Bruce?
Oh, it's +2. I've got 3 minutes. I'm great.
Okay. So Rolo and Bruce can make another perception check at disadvantage.
Using a different dice.
I don't know if the dice really much. That's not how the dice work.
9.
Hey,
11?
11. It's still hard to see, and you think you see something down there, Rolo, but your time is up as you tap Bruce and point in a direction, and you make your way back up. Bruce, give me a perception check straight. As you look in the direction Rolo pointed, you see
Okay.
what you think is a faint outline of something, but you don't know what it is.
Six.
You and the 6s today. That's like your 4th one.
I have no wisdom modifier. My passive perception is a 10. Can we use that?
Mine's an
No.
11.
As whatever it is, it doesn't look like it's gonna be much of anything. It might just be a jutting of the stone out into the waterway, but you feel your lungs starting to, do that thing where you need air, and you go back to the surface.
I swim back to the surface and I pull the blindfold off. Clearly, it's not helping.
Well, I suppose we should try the door again.
I guess we gotta do the door.
But this time, we sneak. Yes?
No, how much difference is that going to make with the bunny already knowing that we're there?
What if we climbed out the ventilation in the fireplace?
Oh,
Like fun.
like up the chimney.
Well, yeah.
Flue is open.
If
If
it's
it's
not,
not-
I'll kick it.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think yes, let's try that before we try the door again.
Let's do
Okay.
it.
And if you get a chance to take a pot shot at the rabbit, do it.
That rabbit is dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
How
be
you
the
guys
last
getting out of here?
Oh god.
Hamster
Rosie
ladder.
Hamster ladder. Hashtag hamster ladder.
Hashtag hamster ladder.
We don't. That's the end of the session.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So,
All right. There's not that much space between the water surface and the grid above you. There is enough that one hamster alone can't do it.
Okay, Bruce, give me a leg up again. You did
Yeah,
good
you-
last time.
Yeah,
Uh,
I got you.
And I will give Pip a leg up because I can hold my breath a little bit longer. Just in case I get pushed under.
All right, so those doing the lifting, athletics check. Those being lifted, acrobatics.
Got it.
Sure, now you roll good.
I did thought that was a 5.
24.
17!
2 for an 8 total.
8
Done.
total, okay. Well, because Bruce gave you a 24 to work with, Bruce just yeets Scarlet again into the air. And you're very lucky, because with a 2, you would have hit your head on the bars and gone unconscious, and I don't even want to think about it. But you're able to squeeze up in between 2 of them, and you kind of just flail around, and it's one of the saddest things anyone could ever see. This sopping wet hamster just trying to grab onto something.
I don't want to be a hamster anymore. And I catch a glimpse of my face and the great. Has my nose been pink this whole time? And just trying.
Pipsqueak, what did you get on your acrobatics?
Wait, hang on. I have to redo the math because I forgot. That was a 5. Yeah, it was bad. It was real bad.
Even though Rolo gave you a real nice boost, you just couldn't quite get the height up there. Now, though, Scarlet, being up there, is able to pull herself up, hangs down, reaching a hand under, and in due time, the 4 of you make your way out of the grate, back into the laboratory. And you're heading towards the chimney?
Yes.
Would anything weird be living in the chimney?
You
I
get
would
to
like
the chimney.
to sneaky.
Okay, go ahead and give me stealth checks as you're crossing the way.
16.
Okay.
I'm sorry, guys.
I also rolled a 1, but I had advantage.
Shit, I do have stealth advantage because I'm a laboratory expert and we're in the laboratory.
Yes!
Thank you, Jesus. Okay, that's a 19.
Okay. I'm just gonna say, anyone roll lower than a 10?
Oh no, Rolo.
Yeah.
7.
Yeah, sure did. Got a 7 as well.
What am I good for? Why am I here?
The sound of your wet
Inspiration.
feet slapping against the cold slate floor echoes through the room. And you hear a shout from across the way, and it's very faint because it's a bunny shouting it, and he's still not that big. Yeah, is that you hamps out there?
I'm gonna kill him with my loot.
But you don't hear anything else stirring. You just hear him shouting out into the void as you make it to the fireplace with some very, very old charcoal cinders at the base. And looking up, you see the flue is closed. And I'm going to say it is very big, and it is it's a heavy metal. And even if you rolled a natural 20 on a strength check, you would not be able to open it.
So I'm gonna go kill a bunny with my loot so we can leave.
There's a little thingy.
Let's go kill a rabbit.
Okay. Alright, let's go kill this damn rabbit then.
There's
Rolo takes
no
the loot
other
off his
option,
back, or off his back, realizes there's water in here. It's a little heavier. Let's go do this.
Hold on.
If you'd like something else, I have them all.
I'm not strong.
Okay. All right.
Let's try and sneak up on it so we can maybe disappear.
I look at Scarlet. I look at myself in my chainmail. I look back at Scarlet. I look back at myself and the chainmail and the trail of water that I've been tracking.
Just try.
What if we created a distraction since we suck? And then you can go do that.
Sounds good. Yes.
I'll sneak with Scarlet because I just remembered that I can sneak in the laboratory. That would have been helpful to remember earlier. I know how to play this game.
So I will start walking towards the bunny going, "Oh, bunny man. Bunny man.
Yeah.
I saw you run from a cat. Coward."
One step behind, maul in hand like this. Bruce
What's up,
is just walking. And he's angry.
Angry little hamster.
I don't remember the name of the song, but he just takes his lute and starts going da 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 as we are walking toward him.
Oh my god.
The other 2 of you, sneaking, How exactly are you trying to sneak up on this bully bunny?
So do we see Bully Bunny at all as we like kind of start walking in there? Does Bully Bunny come out at all when they start making their noise?
Nope. You would still see the dark shape of him sitting atop his cage.
Okay.
As I imagine, Bruce and Rolo are making a beeline straight towards him. So they walk underneath the table, over the tome that Bruce knocked off at the beginning of the session. You guys remember that? Classic. As the other two of you flank around the opposite side to get around and kind of hide along the south wall where the desk is.
Yes.
So you two can give me stealth checks. As Cashew
Here we go.
is
30-20.
basically only on a natural 1. Would you fail this? Because his attention is directed towards the other two walking towards him.
Perhaps I'll use your foot for luck.
I rolled a 13 for the stealth.
Okay. Would you roll, Scarlet?
30-20.
Okay. Fantastic. So the two of you are basically unseen, and you can do whatever you'd like at any point, whenever. As it'll take you a little longer to get to the same spot as your two companions, as you're sneaking and going around. But Bruce and Rolo, you walk up, and I'll say, unless you want to stop further away, you're at like 120 feet away from the cage. Excuse me, inches. As still sitting on the edge of the cage, his feet crossed, bow staff, carrot bow staff, tapping against his shoulder. He's just looking at the two of you and go, "Yeah, where's the other hams go?"
Why, you want to get beat up harder than you would with the two of us?
Nah, just curious. Want to make sure I keep an eye on things. Trying to pull a fast one on me?
You're welcome to
Alright.
keep an eye on my fist. And I'm going to, I am beelining towards this thing, and I'm going to start climbing up the edge of the cage.
All right. As you get, we'll say, to 20 inches within the cage, he's just going to like crack his neck a little and go, "Yeah, all right then." And he's going to hop off and land in a 3-point landing with his bow staff out. And we're going to start combat. Give me initiative rolls, everyone.
I probably tried to keep up, but I'm not as fast, so.
I'll say we'll just say 10 inches behind
Sounds good.
Bruce. The other two of you, what were you trying to do in your sneaking? Were you trying to get like advantageous points of view to like fire?
I'm
or-
trying to be behind. I want to be behind him so I can stab him from behind.
All right.
And knowing that
So-
we're causing a distraction, I'm not going to be like running. I'm going to be very
Right.
casually, menacingly walking.
Okay.
Because I want to give time for the distraction. So we can probably be like neck and neck. I would imagine that would be
Yeah.
just fine, Rolo.
All right. So Shannon, we're going to say you're behind the cage.
'Kay.
Or we'll say you're a little further up because you were, less cautious knowing that he's distracted. So you're about 30 inches behind him, hiding behind the cage. And where would you like to be, Pipsqueak?
I want to find a place where I can be sort of hidden or in shadow where I can fire my longbow at him to kind of cause some extra distraction.
Sure. If you'd like, there is a desk here, and behind it is a chair. We'll say it was pulled out a little, and it's got a nice line of sight at both the entrance, the door, the whole cage, and the area in front of the cage. So if you'd like, we'll say during your stealth, you quickly climb up there, and you're seated on this plush but moldy cushion.
I like that. Plush but moldy works for me.
All right, so let's get our advantage orders. Anyone got 20 or higher? 15 to 19?
17.
15.
Rolo, you said 15?
Yep.
And Pipsqueak? I didn't hear it. I saw the 16. Okay. And Scarlet, what'd you get?
14.
Ooh, look at you all. And Cashew got something else. All right, Bruce, you're up. As he's landed, he's got his bow staff. He's 20 feet from you. inches, excuse me. What do you do?
Well, I'm gonna walk forward 20 inches, maul in hand, doing one of these things, and
Fantastic.
then I'm gonna bop him on the head.
All right. Make an attack roll for me.
I swing at him and I miss.
Okay. So it is, such it will be. There's a saying around there. You swing and miss as he quickly gets back up out of the way and goes, "Yeah, you're gonna have to be a little faster than that, Hamp."
I'm gonna beat your ass. And that's my turn.
All right, Pipsqueak, you're up. You just watched Bruce engage the target. What are you doing?
I'm gonna take a shot at him with my longbow.
All right, I'm gonna say you have the height advantage on him. You have advantage on your shot.
Excellent. That one. So that's 26 to hit.
Ooh, yeah, that's gonna hit. Go ahead and roll some damage for me.
Hey, where is it? 6 points of piercing damage.
All right. From the shadows, Bruce and Rolo, and I guess Scarlet as well, you would see this arrow just out of nowhere fly true straight into the back of Cashew as he lets out a little, yeah. Looking around like, I guess I see ya. Anything else?
Nope, that's it for me.
All right, Rolo, you're up.
All right, so I will approach, throw my loot over my shoulder and go, "You know what, Bunny Foo-Foo? Don't even want your feet. Probably not good luck anyway if it's anything like you." And I'm gonna cast Vicious Mockery.
All right.
Wisdom saving throw
Yeah.
DC 14.
He fails.
So that is 4 points of psychic damage, and he has disadvantage on attacks until the end of his next turn.
All right. He looks hurt as you
Sorry,
insult.
the next attack. Sorry, just not all
Okay.
of them, just the next one.
Gotcha. As he goes, "Yeah, Hamp," as his face is scrunched up in pain from your vicious words. Bruce. Oh, wait, sorry, wrong one. Scar, you're up.
Okay. So I want to, kind of slink forward through the shadows, and I want to just kind of, hopefully surprise and sink my dagger into that bunny's neck.
All right, go ahead for an attack.
Do I get advantage?
You do.
Surprise. Thank you.
Yes.
Cool. Yay, that's really good. That is a 23.
I'm just gonna say it because you're probably gonna get 3 points of damage with that sneak attack. How do you want to finish off?
Yes!
Oh god, I wish I was quicker at this, but I'll just sneaking up on it and leaping forward and sinking that dagger into there. It's like, you could have helped us escape. Look where it got you. And finish it off.
As you sink that blade into his back and say this, you feel his body slumping beneath you and he topples over, you going down with him.
I like to roll off.
And you roll off, and his paws outreached, and you see the carrot bow staff roll out of his hand as a little bit of blood comes out of the corner of his mouth and goes, "Yeah, I was the favorite." As the life, you see the spirit exit his mouth and fly up.
Well, now we're the favorites.
I don't think that's how that works, but...
Cashew is defeated. There is no sign currently of Snuggles.
To the door?
Before we go to the door, I would like to mount Cashew's head on his carrot staff outside of the cage.
I'm going to take his hat.
This is a serious matter, and I am sending warnings.
Okay. I'm just gonna ask you to make a quick strength check for me.
Gladly. It's a 16.
With ease, you're able to decapitate the bunny. Slam the head down on the tip of the bow staff carrot and prop it up outside the cage. The lock still melted with his previous acid splash spell. It's a gruesome sight, and anyone in their right mind would fear those who did such a thing to such a bully of a bunny. It's in that moment that a light, like a beacon to Gondor, is lit at the top of the stack of books next to the cage. It takes a moment, but all of a sudden you hear in your heads, Harime! You're still here?
Unfortunately, did you hear my message from before?
No, I had died.
Oh, well, I'm glad you're back. I guess I'll just repeat it. Are you able to help us get out of here? We've tried to go through the door, and that stupid cat brought us back in.
Harime! I cannot help much, only impart upon you that Jari will likely be back soon. I suggest quickly exiting and finding the rune stones. Harime! I'm sorry, I cannot assist more.
Can we open your cage and let you out? Will that help?
I think I'm good. Thank you.
So polite.
Harime!
What's with everyone here being so apathetic about their capture? Does no one want freedom anymore?
I do. Let's go to the door.
Okay, fine.
Book it to the door. It should still be on.
It's closed, but it is unlocked. And I'm going to say it's easy enough for you guys to climb back up, open the latch, and you're back out into the hallway.
No sign of
Quick
Kitty?
look around for Snuggles.
Yeah.
There is no sight of
That
Snuggles.
damn cat.
If Snuggles was out here, you would almost certainly see him prowling. But you see, in better view now that you're not being chased by a displacer kitty, you're in a long hallway that slowly descends and wrap around what looks like the center, like the laboratories in the center as this hallway descends around it. And you can just barely see further down on the left side of the hallway a doorway that is ajar with light coming from inside of it. If you call, some time ago, Cerise had told you that there were 3 runestones that you need to get out, and that they would be in each of the rooms following.
Shall we go all together, or shall we split up and try and be efficient about it?
It's probably wise to go together so that we can kill a cat.
We don't seem to roll very high. It might help if we attack very effectively, so maybe we should all go together.
Yes, that's probably a good.
So we book it for the door.
All right, are you trying to be stealthy while you do this?
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead and give me
Attempting.
stealth check.
I give Scarlet another look.
Just try, all right? Maybe
We'll
you'll
try.
surprise yourself.
She says, maybe you'll surprise yourself. And I immediately drop my brass horn onto the floor for a 3 on that stealth check.
Oh my god.
Got a 6. I trip over my own feet.
Oh,
Fun, so I'm just gonna move nice and quiet
got
along
a
the
20,
hall.
25. So bye.
She was just right here.
As the two of you are struggling, and I'm sorry, Pipsqueak, what'd you get for stealth? Is it just me? Am I having trouble?
21.
21. Oh, awesome. So the two of you are able to help your bumbling, not so stealthy friends. I'll say, as she's dropping the horn, Scarlet quickly grabs it and goes, no, here, gives it back to Rolo. And the four of you make it to the doorway, where you hear the faint sound of. And do any of you speak Goblin? Because the sounds coming out of the room are goblins. It sounds like they're in some kind of heated argument. As you peer carefully around the doorframe and see a cramped yet surprisingly neat room with a stone floor, its walls lined entirely with small stacked storage shelves. In the center of the room are two large workbenches, although they clearly belong to two different individuals. It is these beings that you can hear arguing, despite the fact that both are hard at work and facing away from each other. The ongoing arguments of the creatures, which you can now see are goblins, seem to be more from habit than any actual discord, but for the moment, it has their attention.
So if I remember right, Cerise said that the runes glow? Is that what she said?
Yes. There'd be a faint glow.
Yeah, so I want to look around quick to see if anything is popping out.
Of course. Give me a perception check. Let's see what you find.
Come on. 18!
As you give a quick glance around, your vision is immediately zeroed into the left side of the room. On the stool that one of the more orderly looking goblins is working at. Very diligently, he's got one of those, gem cutter eyes on as he's tinkering with it's hard for you to tell, but we'll say for the audience, he's tinkering with very small, minute weapons for mini creatures of sorts, as if these are where your tiny weapons and armaments came from. But on a stool that he's sitting on, perched kind of precariously, is a faint yellow-green glow coming from one of these, what you assume to be keystones.
So I'm going to point that out to the rest of the group, trying not to say anything just in case, because I know I can't be sneaky, so I shouldn't call attention to myself if at all possible at this point. So I just kind of point it out.
I will whisper to the rest of the group in a voice much louder than my normal speaking voice.
This.
I can make a distraction if you want to.
Bruce, hey, no. Whisper. This is what your whisper sounds like.
Then go for it.
What? Whisper? I'm whispering right now. You go for it.
No, go take the thing. If you don't want me to make a distraction, go take the thing.
Okay, fine, I will. Sneak off to go take the thing.
All right, give me a stealth check.
Oh, goodness gracious. I rolled a 1 and a 3, so that's a 9.
What is it with us today?
I don't know.
Well, surprisingly enough, these
Too
goblins
busy, right?
are incredibly engaged.
Yeah.
And especially this one. He is laser focused on what he's doing. As you can see, the other goblin, occasionally she turns over her shoulder to call back at him, almost trying to elicit a response of some kind. But nothing. As you sneak up and you feel like you've made enough noise to alert the entire room, but you're safe enough where you get to the base of the chair. I'm going to assume you climb up. You grab the keystone that's just a little larger than yourself, but not too bad. And you hop down with it.
I don't break it.
No, and you
Okay.
gently, carefully. It's pretty low to the ground. These are goblins, so they're smaller. They're working on tiny
Okay.
spaces.
Makes sense.
And you're able to quickly walk back. A little bit before, we'll say 3 feet before the door, as you're getting close to it, you hear suddenly behind you, there's a pause, there's a break in it, as you hear, wait! Oh, I thought you'd be gone longer. Still, don't worry, these pieces will be done by the time you're back. And then he says something in Goblin to his companion as they return to work. They have not noticed you. As you're just standing there, I imagine frozen in space holding this keystone.
Talking to.
Coming.
And
think
you
that was-
finish the rest of your journey out of the room.
And that's how it's.
As the goblins were none the wiser.
I'm very impressed.
Thank you.
Sprint to the next one and luck holds.
I have a feeling they were talking to. Did you all hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he was talking to the actual human that was there. Or the,
No,
No, the. Was it a human?
I have no idea.
You remember a
Eladrin?
large blue face. I'll probably actually say it might be reminiscent of Kieran's face to Scarlet.
Okay.
However, much more sinister.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Or I think they were talking
Change.
to. I think they was talking to the person that put us in the cage in the first place. Let's go. We need to go get the other one.
Oh,
All right, let's go.
Run.
As you continue down the spiraling hallway, you see another room on the left. The door half closed, as you see dull, dusty light creeping out from it. As you get closer, there's a strong, musty smell that makes your whiskers twitch. It's that smell of stale laundry and a boy that really needs to clean his room. Peering in, you see what looks like Jari's bedroom, and it is even more disorganized than the laboratory. The room itself is larger than the armory that you were just in. It was an armory, by the way. But it seems more cramped due to the sheer amount of clutter. The chairs, the bed, and the various other aspects that make sense in a bedroom are drowned in broken items, scrunched up papers torn from journals, dirty clothes strewn about haphazardly, and plates of old and rotting food. As your eyes turn to the walls, you notice that they are covered in scrawled words, mostly in languages that you do not understand unless any of you know Sylvan. What you can read, however, chills you. The phrase, "The end justifies the means," is repeatedly scratched in common across various surfaces. Truly, whoever this man is, he is unhinged. But that's what you see. You see there's a bed in the middle of the room. Where's the map? There's a bed in the middle of the room, very messy. You can't see what's on top of the bed, but you can see that the sheets are like thrown over the edge and there's a pillow hanging off with some shirts. To the right, looks like a summoning circle of sorts is in there, but it's all messed up and dirty. Clearly hasn't been used in a while. Next to the bed looks like a small depression in the floor, and to the left is what looks like a lounging area, which is where most of the dirty plates and stuff are.
Can
gross.
we see any sort of glow from the rune stone in particular direction in the room?
You can give me a perception check. Are you entering into the room at all?
Because I feel like the cat's in there somewhere. I don't want to go in. So just from the crack in the doorway.
From the crack of the doorway.
1.
21, you said? Yes, okay. Yeah, with a 21, you would notice two things that really catch your eyes. One is the faint glow. It's a faint red glow. Actually, sorry, there's three things you notice. Faint red glow coming out from the depression next to the door. You would also notice about 5 feet in front of you, right? 5. Yes. Inside, there's a thin tripwire. On the bed, you see swish, swish, swish. A black tail just idly twitching as it looks like Snuggles is snuggling up on his maybe favorite place to sleep. I wouldn't know. But that's what you see with the 21.
So I convey this to the rest of the group.
How high is the tripwire? Human height. Hamster
So-
height.
It does look like if you had walked in unassuming and didn't see this, it would hit your head. But yeah, you could probably sneak under it.
That feels wise. I don't know. This isn't my area of expertise. Are tripwires things we should avoid?
Yes! 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 They're called tripwires because they want you to trip over it and bad things.
Wow, Scarlet, you're being really loud.
Oh, okay.
Oh no!
As Rolo sees the cattail, he puts his horn down on the floor, puts his lute down on the floor, and puts his flute down on the floor and just goes, can't drop them if I'm not holding them.
Very
That's
smart.
fair.
And then I look at Bruce.
I'm not just gonna strip naked.
Suddenly the game
Fair
takes a twist.
Fair enough. Do we see it anywhere?
Point to the glow in the depression as well. Point that out to them, because whoops. We just get under the tripwire into the little depression and back out again without tripwire or anything else. And maybe close the door. Well, I mean, doesn't matter if the door's closed or not. The cat's gonna.
That's true. I'm happy to do it again unless somebody else wants to try.
You have advantage on stealth. Go, Scar, go. I believe you.
What do you want me to do? I'm not gonna do a good job.
I just
I
sit
need you-
down. Just
I'll go up to the tripwire with you just in case you need some help.
Bruce, I need you to sit down.
I sit down.
pow wow.
Thank you. A paw wow? Aha.
I go to pick up my flute and go, wait.
No.
I'm just gonna sit
Don't
on my
do it.
paws.
We just sit here.
19.
Sneaking up to the trip.
That's why.
Sorry, what was that?
19.
19. Okay. Fantastic. I'll say with Pipsqueak's help, she kind of lifts up just a little bit the tripwire so that you can duck under it, and you make your way across the disgusting floor of this man's, if he can be called a man anymore, across his floor to the depression. And you see it's like a safe, like an in-floor safe with the false floor having not been covered correctly. And I apologize, I describe it as a red light. It's actually a blue light. Not that it like, totally matters, but I want to do this much justice. It's a faint blue light that emits from it. And Scarlet, when you poke your head over and look in, you see in one corner is a blue keystone, similar to the yellow-green one that you just got in. In the opposite corner is a red gemstone. It's small, but still looks like, it's about the size of the good berries you guys had. So, you could probably fit it in your cheek pouch if you wanted. But here are these two things.
Okay. Before I reach down and try to take anything, does it look trapped at all?
Give me a perception check, and just so you know, it is about 2 feet deep into this safe.
Oh, so I'm gonna have to get in there.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I still want to check for traps first. You said perception?
Yes, ma'am. Or investigation.
Investigation. That is another 19.
All right. You see the keystone, and it looks totally fine to you. Looks like you could hop in there easy and grab it. You look to the red gemstone, maybe a ruby. You're no Wiswick.
I am
But you see that it appears to be trapped. The ruby. It looks like there's a dispenser on the wall next to it, and it's on like some kind of pressure plate. So if you were to go after the gem, you would release a trap. If you go after the keystone, it looks like it's smooth sailing.
Noticing that, I'm gonna go for the keystone, just smooth sailing, and pick that up. Oh crap! How am I gonna get out? I don't have hands.
I can sneak over, see if I can help.
Go ahead and give me a stealth roll. See if you can get over there without awakening the beast.
And I assume you left the other keystone with us sitting on the floor.
Yes. Yes, I did.
I'm trying to fit it in my mouth as we speak.
I'm trying to like help you push it in.
I think we can get it.
Dude, we can totally get it. Just open your mouth a little bit wider. We can totally make
I'm
it work.
trying.
Okay, stop.
That was a 9. I don't know if that's gonna work.
Oh no. As soon as I see you fumbling, I shove it in my mouth and just try to get out.
Pipsqueak, as you are crossing the floor, because you think that you vaguely see Scarlet like trying to jump up with the thing, with the keystone in her hand, asking for assistance without making noise. You're like, oh, I'll go help her. You easily duck underneath the tripwire, and you start making your way across. And that's when your furry little foot steps in something disgusting. I don't know. It's probably a piece of like food, like fruit or something, but it makes a distinct squishing noise. And you almost can't help yourself as you yelp a little, thinking about this disgusting man leaving food in his bedroom like a savage. However, you are smart enough to look up at the tail of Snuggles as you watch it twitch into the air. What do you do?
There's a bunch of crap on the floor. Can I hide?
You can definitely try. Go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Also, I imagine when she does that, like we're stopped like halfway through this process of trying to get it in his mouth. We're like,
So actually, if everyone can give me a stealth check.
It was 15.
Okay.
25.
Okay.
9.
Okay.
So I got a natural 20.
Hey!
But I'm
God,
wearing
yes!
chainmail, so
Oh,
I
no!
also got
Advantage.
a 3.
No!
Do we roll with advantage because we're not actually moving?
No.
I tried.
Oh,
Look,
I'm gonna die.
if I'm the distraction, I will be the sacrificial lamb.
No, you're not gonna get
Hamster.
eaten.
You just cough in the middle of all this.
Hiding in the safe, you know that you're not going to be seen. Pipsqueak, you quickly duck under some discarded papers, and you find laying next to you a dead cockroach.
Oh.
And you're like, ugh, but you still have to hide under there. The two of you at the door, fumbling
Hiding at
around.
the door.
Rolo, you're like, oh, I gotta take, and then you like drag your horn back, and it just goes tink, 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 tink against the ground. Bruce, it's like you don't even care, and you're just like, oh yeah, I gotta, all right, as you shrink backwards.
This is Kieran all over again. Oh.
All four of you hear the distinct sound of 6 paws pop, 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 as it lands on the floor. Snuggles, that is, and starts to prowl forward. It walks right past you, Pipsqueak, not even caring because it heard very distinct noises from the doorway. It's approaching. You all know exactly where it's going. What are you all doing at this moment?
I'm running after the cat quietly.
So we're
In the
right
hole?
next to the door, right?
Yeah.
Yes, so the door, I'll say, is ajar about 10 inches.
door.
So easy enough for the cat to, sneak around if he wants or just bip through. You're on the other side of it.
Yeah, so I'm going to attempt to just go outside the door and just hide and next to the door frame to just try and get out of sight.
Dragging all of your instruments.
I'm just gonna leave the instruments there.
Oh my goodness.
I have to.
All right. Bruce?
I go hide up. I'll come back for you.
Gonna put the keystone down and just start running down the hallway in the direction that we haven't gone yet, shouting, "Come and get me!"
All right, easy enough. as you start to do
Said
this,
I was gonna kill you.
at this shouting, the two of you inside, I'll say, Scarlet, you just like pulled yourself up over the edge of this in-ground safe. Pipsqueak, you're looking through some cracks in the crumpled paper, and you see Snuggles do that thing that cats do, where he gets down low and then just pounces at the door, and you're like, oh, he's gonna hit the door, he's gonna hit the door, he's gonna hit the door, and then goes right through it. Rolo, outside, you watch Snuggles through the door. You're pressed against the wall, but he's not looking at you as he comes through and like kind of does that like turn and looks down, and he sees you, Bruce, as you look over your shoulder, shouting at him, and he starts taking off after you.
Good.
I'm gonna pick up
All
that
right.
keystone on my way out, the one that Bruce left behind.
To help Scarlet get both those keystones out of the room.
I'm gonna grab my instruments.
All right, and are you
Take off
also
after this
heading
cat.
down?
Yeah, after the cat. Yep.
Yep.
So we gotta go get the last one. We gotta save
Oh my
Bruce.
God.
All right, Bruce, you got a bit of a head start. I'm gonna ask for initiative rolls again, as this is kind of like a chase scene almost.
Yeah.
Oof.
So anyone 20 and over? 15 to 19?
15.
10 to 14?
12 for me.
All right. What's the next? 5 to 9? Yes. 5. I'm getting good at reading that. And Rolo, what'd you get?
Oh, I got a 12.
Oh, sorry, I missed that. Okay. Scarlet, you're up first. You exit the room and you see Snuggles is already 120 inches down the hallway chasing after Bruce. What are you doing?
All right, I put the keystone I have in my mouth, drop on all fours, and just bolt after. I'm gonna use everything. Well, can I still bonus action dash as a rogue? It's not
Yeah.
on my stat.
Wait,
It's not on my stat
No,
sheet, but
that's level 2 or 3 that you get that.
that's right. Okay, so action and movement. Use 80 feet to start. Yeah. Pew.
All right. Bruce, you're up. Snuggles, we'll say, is 120 inches away from you.
Awesome. Yakety Sax's plan is I'm just running and do that like sliding turn around like a corner, and I'm just booking it. I'm just trying to lead the cat away as far as possible.
Okay, so this corridor is in just a gentle slope, turning constantly to the right. There is finally a third doorway. I'll say it's about 360 inches from you. On the left again. The door is closed, however, as you use, what's your full movement? 60 with the dash?
Yeah.
As you move 60 inches away towards it. So now you're 300 inches from it. Let me just remember that in case it matters. And that ends your turn. All right, Rolo, you're up.
Okay, so how far am I from Snuggles?
About 120 inches.
Oh, well, I ain't got nothing then. Then I am just gonna haul. I really don't have anything that I could have reach him, so I'm just gonna dash my 60 inches and try not to draw attention to myself.
All right. It seems like Snuggles is dead set on
Yeah.
catching this one hamster that's ahead of him. So you move that full 60. And now it's Snuggles' turn. As he bounds and leaps in one full use of his movement, 120 inches. And then he uses another one to jump over you, Bruce, and turn and skid as he bares his fangs. As he is 20 inches in front of you, blocking your way.
Cool.
And now, Pipsqueak, it's your turn.
Ooh, how far away am I? Because I was pretty far.
You're like almost 300 inches away from. Snuggles.
I'm gonna. Crap. Wait. Sorry. My brain is not working. Okay. I'm gonna try to take the longbow shot and see if that.
All right, so it will be at
Anything.
disadvantage because it's past your optimal range.
That's. We'll see what happens though. Um. 16
What was it? 16?
to hit.
That hits. Does hit. Wow. Good job. As you plant the bow down and you're like, oh, this is going to be a tough shot, but you fire it down and you have to like cut the distance on the interior of the corridor, but it sails past all your companions and over Bruce and right into Snuggles' face. Go ahead and roll damage.
That was 8 points of damage.
All right. 8. All right. You watch, Bruce, you would see this clearly as an arrow from behind you strikes Snuggles in the chest. And excuse me, hisses. Anything else, Pipsqueak? You can use your movement if you'd like.
Yeah, then I'd like to get as close as I can with just running.
So 30 inches closer you do get. And now, Scarlet, it's your turn.
Okay. So it's an additional 240 feet away now, right? Because it...
A little less than that because it had gone in front,
Okay.
but not its full movement.
Okay. So I'll move up another 40 inches. So that was 120 inches. How far away am I now? Am I within 120 inches of it?
With a 40, I'm gonna say yes.
Cool. The next few seconds, they're all going to happen in slow motion, just so you know. So she's running and on all fours, and just as this epic music is playing, she pulls out this hand crossbow that she barely knows how to work. And yeah, just mid leap, fires. Come on, baby. Good. 18.
18 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
1d6. Sneak attack?
No.
Damn it. But I still rolled a 6. 8 points of piercing damage.
All right. As Bruce, you watch another, a bolt instead of an arrow this time. Not that you can really tell as it's flying through the sky. Strikes Snuggles in the chest. As another, he kind of rears back a little. And you see his displacer teeth reared at you.
Don't like that.
Not many would. As it's now your turn, Bruce.
As I have been running, there are no other exits or holes in the wall or things between me and that doorway that is still a long ways away. Yes?
There is nothing. The walls are smooth wood, very natural looking. No holes to be seen.
Cool. I'm going to pull out my halberd.
Sounds good.
Going to look Snuggles dead in the eye. And I'm going to say, I promised you I was going to kill you. And you've just leapt in front of me. How am I supposed to pass up this opportunity? And I'm going to swing it around over my head and make an attack at him.
Fantastic. Go ahead.
I love this visual so much.
It's a 9. It's gonna miss.
Oh.
It does miss.
Two.
Excuse me. As you swing it around and Snuggles kind of stands there and just casually leans back a little just out of your reach. As it almost cockily kind of goes, in response to you. The only indication that it actually understands what you're saying.
Bite me.
It just might. Rolo, you're up.
So I'm still like 240 inches away from this guy. So
Yes.
all I can do is keep hauling and
Alright.
dash for another 60 inches. I imagine I'm a very out of shape hamster, so I feel like I'm probably huffing and puffing at this point. I'm a chubby little hamster, but
Yeah, it's
I'm making my way.
downtown. And 60 inches you move.
And that's it. That's all I got.
All right. Snuggles rears up in front of you, Bruce. And at the invitation, it's hard to pass up. Goes into bite with its mouth.
Oh!
For a 21 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
As it does 8 points of piercing damage.
Ooh.
As you feel the teeth closing in around your body, I need you to make a dex saving throw for me.
Very good. Very good. How's a 14?
A 14 is enough for you to push apart the mouth as it's trying to grip you tight, and you roll out of there, still taking a decent amount of damage for a level 1 hamster.
That's fair. Instead of rolling to the ground, can I try to like roll up onto its back or its head or something?
With a 14, I'm gonna say no. If you'd roll higher, sure. With just a 14, you're able to get out of that
Impossible, but sure.
as you roll out of his mouth. And that ends Snuggles' turn. Pipsqueak, you're up.
I'm pretty far away, but I'm gonna try to take the shot anyway, and then run a little further forward.
All right, you'll have disadvantage on this attack because you're still at long range.
Is fair. Woo. Okay, so that's an 11 to hit.
11 does not hit
Ooh.
as you watch your arrow fly wide. And I assume you move up another 30 inches. All right. Ending your turn, and now Scarlet, you're up.
How far away am I now?
You're about 100. Nope. Yes. What was the range of your hand crossbow?
I
120
think we
feet.
said 120
Yeah,
at the end.
120.
Okay, so you're
That's
at
right.
120
Yeah, 20.
feet.
Cool. I'm gonna move up my full 40 inches and pew! Another shot with my hand crossbow.
Okay.
I don't know if that's gonna do it. 13.
13 just hits.
Oh, thank God. So that's the wrong dice. 4 plus 2 is 6. Sneak attack, because he was just chomping
Ranged
on
weapons do
Bruce.
not get sneak attack.
That's right, it doesn't. I forgot about that. Okay, so 6 points piercing damage.
All right, you launch another bolt at Snuggles, drawing more dark fey blood as Snuggles looks wounded, bloodied even, some might say. The apples in Snuggles' barrel are half full, one might say. A little over, a little under. You know what I mean. Snuggles hurt. Anything else, Scarlet? All right, Bruce, you're up.
That was pretty good. Let's see if I can do better. And I'm going to drop my halberd on the ground and take out my maul, and I'm just going to go straight for this cat's face.
Bam! All right, give me an attack.
It's 14.
Hits. Go ahead and give me some damage.
Okay, that is 13 points of bludgeoning damage. I'm going to go ahead and expend a spell slot to use a Divine Smite because I can do that as a paladin.
Fantastic.
And so, in addition to that 13, it's going to be an extra 1 point of radiant damage.
Okay. Well, I'll say Snuggles was getting down low to the ground as you whip your maul and smack Snuggles in the mouth that is still a little red with your hamster blood, and you watch a tooth go flying out. As your maul connects, you see a flash of radiant light, but it's not that bright. As Snuggles tries to get his bearing again. Anything else?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm going to just say one more thing to the cat.
Sure.
How's your bunny friend doing?
Oh!
I'm wearing his hat.
Snuggles just kind of cocks an eye at you. He doesn't look disturbed anyway. More just like curiosity, if anything. Rolo, you're up.
All right, so I'm 120 feet. So I'm going to keep running. Use my action to dash.
Okay.
So I get within 60 feet. So
Fantastic.
I'm within 60 feet of Bruce,
Yes.
right? And I can tell that Bruce is probably not looking too hot.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
fine.
I'm going to use my bonus action to quick grab out my trumpet, do the most out of breath trumpet charge you've ever heard. Da, 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 da. That's enough. And I'm going to cast Healing Word on
Fantastic.
Bruce. So that will be 8 points of healing back.
I return to full health. I'm practically invincible.
Go, Bruce!
Birds from a
I'm good here.
hamster.
I'm good here. And that'll be my turn.
All right. Snuggles stares down at Bruce, and you see the tentacles rise loomingly over Snuggles' head and whip down at you. First one is a 15 to hit.
Miss.
As it slaps on the ground where you just were, but you, with that healing word, you're feeling revitalized and you're just like dancing around these tentacles. And the second one comes in at you for an 8 to hit.
Misses again.
As you dance around, Snuggles' tentacles just slapping the carpeted floor. Ending his turn. Pipsqueak, you're up.
Run 30 inches first and then take the shot.
All right. By my math, you are now at 240 inches, so you're still at disadvantage with that shot.
We're gonna take whatever we can because I
That's fair.
can't do anything else. That was rough. And all right, yeah, that's a 10 to hit, so that's not helpful.
Unfortunately, the arrow whizzes past Snuggles,
Guys,
but you're 30 inches closer.
I'm helping.
Scarlet, you're up.
Okie dokie. So I am now 80 feet away, so I'm gonna move up 40 again and pew! And hopefully next time I can stab it.
All right, go ahead and make that attack roll. It's at disadvantage because Snuggles still has his displacement aura up that I forgot about.
Okay. Hey, I forgot about that too when I ran the Displacer Beast, but I rolled a 1, so that misses.
All right, you're not
Oh my God,
used to
does it
using the hand
break?
crossbow. No,
Okay.
as you just fire it off and whiff it. Bruce, you're back up already.
Looking at this cat.
Oh no.
It's just whiffed twice. gonna do like a lightsaber flourish with my maul, like spin it in my hand a couple of times before just bringing it down with a double-handed overhead smack. Gonna see if I can put this
Finish
cat out of
him.
its misery.
Yes. Come on.
The die is cocked, but it is leaning in a certain direction. Would you prefer that I re-roll it or take the leaning direction?
Can you just like hit it and see what happens?
Sure, I'll just hit the desk. It's stuck.
Okay, just take the number.
I'm gonna miss then. It's a 7.
Oh, you should have told me.
I was waiting for that natural 20 call. I was waiting for the nat 20 call.
Nah.
See, that's why I thought it was a good one where you're like, I want to keep it.
Nah, I just didn't know how you wanted to handle it. That's all.
That's fair. You whiff. But he whiffed too, so it's kind of like nothing ever really happened, right? Rolo, you're up.
So how close am I to Scarlet? How close? So I know I'm 60 inches from.
You're 60 from Bruce, which
Yep.
makes you 65 from Snuggles, and
Okay.
you are 20 from Scarlet because she's
Okay.
40.
Okay. Would I know if Scarlet's going to be able to make it up to them next turn?
Probably.
Okay, I just trying to figure out what I would know. So I'm going to use Bardic Inspiration on Scarlet. And I'm going to go, oh, here she comes. Sneak attack, she'll fuck you up. Oh, here she go. She's a rogue master.
Fuck yeah, I am.
I love this.
That was amazing. I'm gonna need that in writing so I can use it all the time.
And then I'm going to keep moving forward my 30 feet just so that I'm in the area to help people if I need it.
All right. Sounds good. It's now Snuggles' turn. And Snuggles is getting very frustrated, as well as a lot of you, I'm sure, and whips whoosh, a tentacle again at Bruce, yowling as he. That's a 9. It's a 9 and a 17.
That will hit.
Okay. As again, you feel the tentacle wrapping around your body, lifting you up off the floor and up into the air behind Snuggles' back as you are now restrained and grappled within his tentacle. Pipsqueak, you're up.
I'm gonna run 30 more
All right.
inches and then I'm gonna fire another shot because she can do, folks.
You got this, I believe.
Hey. Oh, gotta be. Oh, that second one was a nat 20. I'm so pissed. All right, but it's 14.
14 does hit.
We will make it work with. Oh, come back. 4 points of piercing damage.
All right. As you see Pipsqueak's arrow fly through the air and hit into Snuggles, more blood slowly drips down from the wound. They're tiny wounds, but there's a lot of them on Snuggles now. And Snuggles is laboring for breath as he looks quite close to his end. Scarlet, you're up.
Okay. All right. I am going to try the thing I tried before, and I'm going to use all of my movement,
Sure.
grab that fucking collar, use the momentum to swing up and stab him right in the neck.
Okay. You're going to need to make an acrobatic checks for me.
Okay. 23.
You do it exactly as you'd like.
Finally.
And now you can make your attack roll with advantage because of that high acrobatics. I imagine you swing up and you get like air and you double hand the dagger and you're just going to bring it down.
100%. Let go of him. That is 19.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage. You get
Sneak
sneak
attack?
attack
Fuck yeah.
because your ally is engaged.
Okay, that's 3 plus
Dwarf
2.
papers haven't come.
5 plus 3. 8 points of piercing damage.
Kill the cat.
Did I do it? Did I do it? Did I do it?
You stab into Snuggles' forehead. You feel the blade, even though it's not that long, pierce into bone as Snuggles rears back and lets out that noise of a beast close to death, but not quite there. Can you make a quick dex saving throw to see if you're thrown from the top of this
Sure
monster?
can. Ooh. 9?
You're thrown from the
Damn it.
back of this monster.
It was cool for a second.
As it rears
Yeah,
back,
oh.
Ah!
you just go tumbling past Bruce as he's just restrained, and you fall flat on your back yet again, taking 2 points of bludgeoning damage as the wind is knocked out of you. You're prone behind Snuggles. Bruce, you're up.
Come on, Bruce.
So I'm restrained. Means I have
Mhm.
disadvantage on attacks.
Mm-hmm.
That's not gonna stop me though.
I have a question.
Never should. Question?
Yes. Can I transfer my bardic inspiration?
No.
No,
But I
you
did
can't.
I did a cool move.
Sure. And I let you get away with quite a bit.
Yeah, you did.
Twice now. What have you
I'm
got, Bruce?
just going to like twist and writhe and swing with my maul just as hard as I can. Honestly, I'm just trying to chuck this thing at the cat anywhere.
Okay.
I just want it to impact. I don't have to hold on to it.
Sure.
I assume it's still a disadvantage though.
Oh, you wanted? Yeah, it's still a disadvantage.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Oh no. Oh, I'm so stressed.
Oh no. Oh no.
It's a 7. I just toss my maul.
You toss it, and it hits Snuggles in the back of the head. And all you get is a from Snuggles.
I'm gonna
as
skin you.
Rolo.
Hated him.
It's now your turn.
So out of breath, out of shape, Rolo, Vangolo. It's gonna go, Snuggles, your mother was a mind flare, and your fuck you. and he's gonna and he's just gonna cast Vicious Mockery. So DC 14 wisdom saving throw.
Please let this be the thing.
I hit him.
That fails.
That's a 4.
This insult could have been better, but it was just enough. And you know what? He was just watching a movie with his master the other day, and it just reminded him of that insult by the French, and he was just like, no. As you watch Snuggles' eyes go cross in his head as it scrunches up, Bruce, you feel the tentacle around you loosen as it drops you to the ground. You fall flat on your back next to Scarlet as you just watch the form of this beast slump to the ground. Labored breathing.
I'm going to take my lute off my back and go, there will come a poet whose weapon is his word. He will slay you with his tongue. Ole, olai, oh Lord. And I'm just going to walk away.
Just gonna walk over and just kick the dead cat's head real quick and then follow along. I swear, we got stuff to do.
So the four of
I'm
you
behind.
Yes. I imagine Pipsqueak finally gets there, like, should we hit it all?
At all? I couldn't see back there. Sorry, guys. Best.
It was good shooting.
I mean,
Collapses.
you hit more than you missed, I think.
Mhm.
So the
Hamster.
four of you regroup with your 2 keystones. As you walk up to that third door, you see the hallway still continues further down, but you can see it turning left instead of a doorway further down. As you walk up to this closed door, you get within 2 feet of it, and the door just automatically opens, and you see on either side these glowing crystals that lit up as you approached it, as if it's like an automated door of some sorts. But
Good service.
I don't like this. Yep.
a sense of icy dread envelops you as the door opens with an audible tss. Cold air, which is strange considering the warmth at the confines of this tree, rushes out of the dark room. But that's not the primary reason of the cold feeling you have. It's the etching above the door that reads, "The Body Room," is what it reads, and you can all read that. Upon entering the dimly lit interior, you shiver almost instantly. Your paws hurt a little from the icy stone floor. You see 6 smooth stone slabs arranged in a row across the room, with a wider gap between the third and fourth ones, straight ahead of you. Above these, suspended about 6 feet in the air on a track that goes above the stone slabs, is a huge and ominous spherical machine. It is held aloft by strange vines, roots, and mechanical cables. At intervals above its circumference are tubes and flasks full of strange alchemic fluids, bubbling, oozing, or even fizzing in their glass containers. The whole thing seems to be made of a dark green metal, but somehow looks organic at the same time. A single bulb hangs from the base of the machine, electrical energy sparking inside of it. Emblazoned on the side in black letters are the initials ALFT and the words Apparatus for Life Force Transmission. What do you do?
Do we notice any glowing from anywhere since we know that's what we're looking for?
I will say the center left, so technically the third table, gray slab that you see, there's like this cloth hanging over the sides of it with what looks like strangely feet underneath it pointed up. You see a faint red glow coming from up there.
I think our last one's up there.
Is there a place to put the keystones anywhere on this apparatus that we
No.
can see?
Nope.
Well,
The keystones are for getting out.
let's get it, and we'll see what we can do with them once we have them.
It's gonna wake up.
So for brevity and time, we'll say the 4 of you climb up to this, what, as you reach the top of it, realize to be a body underneath a cloth. And you see placed on it is this red keystone similar to the other 2 you found. When you get it, you kind of grab it for a second, you fumble a little, and we'll say one of you, for comical effects, grabs onto it and pulls on the cloth as you fall to the floor, pulling the cloth off. Scarlet, still up on the body, you look at yourself
Ah!
in what looks like death on the slab.
That's me! That's me! How do I get this back in there?
After a moment, the 4 of you are able to figure out how to work this ALFT. Positioning Scarlet above the body, Hamster Scarlet that is, you use a lever on a control panel to move it over both the hamster and the body, and with one single button to press, you go, what's the worst that happens? I imagine it's probably Bruce that does this.
Oh, yeah.
Slaps the button, wanting to get out, but also helping this hamster friend companion he's made. As you see a strange light strike both the hamster and the human. And after a flash of light and some smoke, Scarlet, you open your eyes, and your perceptions are different, but back to the way you remember. As you sit up a little, you see a small rodent on your chest looking at you. Just kind of cocks its head. It's got a little pink nose and its gray fur. It no longer has a little red on its forehead, though. As it just looks at you and keep, 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 keep.
Feels not.
We wave from you from the control panel.
Are there other bodies around that?
There are 3 more bodies on their stone slabs.
So I'll kind of like maybe like pick them up one by one and just try to match each hamster to the body. This you do.
And as you place each one with their body, you move the controls, returning the humans back into their proper bodies. The hamsters, it seems, none the wiser to what happened. The 4 of you, back to the way you should probably be. Quickly make your exit, entering the foyer of this tree-like structure, where you quickly place these keystones into depressions in front of the door. Unlocking it, you watch these vines and branches creep away from the door that was blocking you as it opens up. And as the final, I read that. Pale wintry sunlight fills the corridor, and for a moment you are blinded. As your eyes adjust, you see what you now understand to be the outside world. Its vastness is almost terrifying compared to what you were just dealing with. With a final look back at the wide curving corridor, you step over the threshold. Towering above you is this giant tree. Leaves ablaze even as a soft snow falls around you, fizzling as the magical fire melts the snow on contact. The air is crisp and biting, and there is so much space around you. You hear the sound of birds in the branches further out. Caw, caw, hurry. Unconcerned by the wonder of their surroundings, apparently disinterested in you. You take your first tentative steps beyond the door, but you're finally free. Just in a different world than you've ever seen. But I'm sure together, you'll find a way out. And that, my friends, is the end of Disaster Hamsters.
Yay!
As our 4 hamster heroes were able to return to their former human selves, escaping from the evil lair of this obsessed, what we will now learn to be an Eladrin in the Feywild. And maybe they made some friends along the way. But thank you again, everyone, for joining us. Thanks you to these amazing folks for playing with me. They're all wonderful, and if you could add being able to roleplay as a hamster on your resume, you should all do it with merits. Thank you again for chat. I wasn't able to really look because I'm trying to run a game, but I've seen that there's a lot of activity in there, so I'm glad you're all here watching with us, and I hope you enjoyed. We're going to wrap up real quick. So if you just want to remind us who you are, where we can find you. Scarlett, take it away. I mean, Shannon. Who are you?
I answered
Hamster.
it both. It's fine. Hi, everybody. I'm Shannon. This is my nerd home here at Paradice RPG. Come hang out with us on Sundays, Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and monthly on Saturdays. We'd love to have you. Thank you, chat, for being awesome. Thank you, Plot Hooks, for allowing us to go on this amazing adventure. And thank you to all the amazing people that worked on it, Star and Nick and Samuel, everybody that got to work on it. And Stefan, you are wonderful. Thank you for an awesome game.
Thank you. Star? Tell us
I
about
am
yourself.
Star Shinobi, you can find me at Star Shinobi on Instagram and Twitter. I want to say thank you so much for letting me play this. It was a blast to write part of it, so it was very much a great fun to get to play it. I guess the only thing that I would really have an announcement for is if on Tuesday you guys want something to do, I will be chatting with Creators Assemble at 6 p.m. Pacific time, because I will also be running a charity one-shot in May, and so we're just going to have a little chat about TTRPGs on Tuesday on Twitch for Creators Assemble.
Fantastic. Josh?
Yeah, as mentioned earlier, I'm a freelance tabletop game designer and a variety streamer. I generally stream on Wednesdays and Sundays on my channel, and currently my Sunday schedule is a little weird because I'm in a D&D campaign over on the Meta Initiative channel, taking place Sunday afternoons. It's a little 3-shot, so come join us for that. We're playing kind of fantasy 1930s New York setting, playing a mobster. It's a lot of fun. Beyond that, I would encourage you to come and check us out at Jasper's Game Day, with Jasper's Game Week coming up starting on April 30th. We have about 60 streamed D&D, Pathfinder, and other TTRPG games. And so while the auctions are closing in like 7 hours, right? They're closing tonight. There's plenty of opportunity for you to come and participate, and be in chat and help us raise money for suicide prevention.
Wonderful cause. We love Jaspers here at Paradise. And Jordan?
I'm Jordan Cobb. I guess you can find me on the D&D web series Basements and Bugbears, other places on the internet. If you're into fiction podcasts, No Such Thing Productions. We make Giannis Descending and Primordial Deep. That's pretty much it. I'm just real excited and happy to have been here, and thanks for letting me play with y'all. This was a ton of fun.
I'm glad. And finally, again, I'm Stefan. I'm your DM for the one-shots. And it's truly a pleasure and a blessing to be here with you all. Thank you so much for playing. Thank you all for viewing. Thank you, Sean, for teching. I literally could not do this without you.
What an amazing game. You all are the best. This was so entertaining. I had a blast. What we're going to do now is we're going to raid our friends over at Bards for Bards, because they are doing a charity supporting independent artists that have been affected by the pandemic. So please give them all our love. And we're so happy that you all joined us. Hope to see you soon in Paradise.